Welcome to Harley in Love. It is your host, Tyshawn Jackson, here on a Thursday night with my co-host, Ryan Ketchens.
I'm excited, man. Honestly, Thursday really the weekend for us after the show. So this is probably my favorite show, to be real.
Yeah, so guys, don't be so sad, okay? But this is the last show of the night, all right? This is the last show of the week. But we're going to end it with a bang because I got three beautiful ladies on the panel tonight. And we're going to see if we can find some matches. So if y'all ready for tonight's show, drop a ready in the chat. If you're ready to go ahead and get it popping for tonight.
I'm going to be real. I really don't think we missed on the ladies yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really, casting is really going fantastic.
Shout out to the lovers, y'all. Shout out to the lovers. Casting is going fantastic. And by the way, if you want to join the cast, we do have a casting form in the description. So you can always go ahead and hit that in the description if you want to join. And we probably should go ahead before we get into the show tonight because it's going to be an incredible show. Let's go ahead and show some love to our episode sponsor before we get it popped off.
Yeah, big shout out to Tally and Twine. Guys, I told y'all I was working to get us some free stuff. And, of course, we end up getting our first deal with Tally and Twine, who's an incredible sponsor, helping us put on the show. But Tally and Twine, I mean, they just got the watch pieces. They got the time pieces for the ladies. They got it for the fellas. They official. And I don't even think I mentioned this, which is hugely important. They are black-owned. Fastly run black-owned watch company in the world.
They are.
So this is huge. So, guys, what they've done for us, especially for our lovers in the chat and all the lovers who are watching on the replay, they have created an opportunity for us to give away one free watch a week. And we're not going to pick out the watch for you. We're going to give you a coupon, a redemption code. We're going to send it straight to you. All you got to do is type it in once you pick out your watch on Tally and Twine. I want to say it's up to a $250 value, which all of the watches are pretty much at about that $250. So this is an absolutely free watch on us and Tally and Twine. So, guys, please get your shopping going on at tallyandtwine.com today. And if you want to enter the giveaway, which it literally takes 20 seconds, name, phone number, and email, all you got to do is click the link in the description, and you're going to be good to go.
There you have it. That's all you got to do there. And don't forget to, while you're down in the description, get your Harley and Love cards, 100 open-ended questions to take your date night to the next level. Right in time for Valentine's Day, which is next Friday. By the way, for those of y'all, the lovers that did not know, and let's see if we can find some Valentines for these ladies.
We got to do something special next week.
Back.
We got to figure that out because we haven't really had a Valentine's episode before.
We have never done a Valentine's theme episode, and this is the first Valentine of Harley in Love. This is the first Valentine this channel
it's big.
would
it's
have
big.
ever experienced. So we got to do something special here.
I agree with that.
I'm very excited to go ahead and introduce the ladies that we got backstage.
Let me get these rules real quick because
give them the rules.
The game is still new. So shout out again to all the lovers in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, just drop replay in the chat. Well, we know you're not watching the replay, but when you do watch the replay later, drop replay in the chat. So there'll be a maximum of 2 rounds per bachelorette or per bachelor.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got 3 ladies on the panel tonight. That's gonna be speed dating the bachelors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now there are no forced matches, so each bachelor must secure mutual interest to stay on the show. And if there are no interests, he's out. So we're just gonna get him right out of there. Now in the final room, if the bachelor picks a match and assuming one of the ladies does not step up, then he's still out. Okay. Now all ladies are going to stay on the panel all night unless they're matched, for which if they match, they get eliminated. And phone lines are open all night. So this is the thing. Whether you want to join the panel as a lady keep in mind, you join us, you're going to stay on the panel the entire night. You can join as a lady or you can join as a bachelor to get featured, and you got your opportunity to find a match. And, of course, you don't, then, farewell.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. But the goal is to find a match. All super chats over $10 will be read. And if you got a question specific to the singles, all you got to do is put the specific name in your super chat so we get that question going before we get them off the stage.
So you got to change your language, though. Ryan said if y'all find a match, then you'll be eliminated off the panel. No, if you find a match, you win, baby. All right?
That's true.
You win
That's
big.
True.
All right? So that's what's going to happen. But let's go ahead and let's start with my first sister. We got Martina in the back. Bring Martina up here to the stage. What's up with you, sister? How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Oh man, Martina, thank you for asking.
Yeah, glad to have you, Martina. We actually
Thank you.
and if I'm not mistaken, what's the background on Martina? Martina is actually a relative
Martina is
of one of our singles that we've had on the show prior, correct?
Martina is the sister, the blood relative sister of Maggie from the previous episode last Thursday. So she brought her chocolate drop sister in here.
Excellent.
To have some fun with us here tonight. So Maggie, look, while we get to know you tonight, I want to go ahead and pull up your Instagram here. So while you talk, while you going ahead and we're gonna ask you some questions, give me your IG so we can pull it up.
My Instagram is MarSthub, as in boy.
All right.
So Todd's pulling that up, and guys, all of my lovers in the chat, my mod specifically, please make sure to drop her Instagram in the chat because I know some of y'all want to look at it. We've been getting asked every single episode about y'all wanting to have it with y'all, so just drop the link in the chat so we take a look at it.
So Sockbox yo, shout out to my Haitians been showing out. Look at that Haitian women. Woo!
Yep.
That's dope.
Absolutely.
That's dope. This is good. This is good news. So now I want you to go ahead and you got to bring her profile up. Did we show the profile already? So and I'm gonna go over this because I think we got some of this already. But Martina is from Charlotte, North Carolina. No kids. 24 years old. 5'6", and is a wait. What's a loan administrator?
It's definitely a loan administrator.
Oh, a loan administrator. Okay, loan administrator.
So we
got
we're gonna fix that. We got some spell check. Lano, he dropped out of college to work for the company.
He really did.
So he's
we got to send him back.
We working on him. Yeah, we working on him.
Okay, so
but she's a loan administrator.
Loan administrator. That makes sense. So you in finance?
Yes.
Okay, understood. And let me ask you this. So I know you and Maggie are sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you did you see the episode that she was on?
I seen the end of it. I missed the first 70%, but I did see the ending of it. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So y'all must be some pretty adventurous sisters for you to join us after she came on here.
Yeah, I was like, why not?
Understood. And how you feeling about potentially finding the match tonight? You confident about it or what?
I feel very confident. I feel like whatever God has for me will be for me. So I do want to work on just putting myself out there and taking more risks. So that is why I did want to join tonight. So
understood. Now we do want to learn a little bit about you before we continue to learn the rest of the Bachelorettes and of course bring on the fellas. So tell us a bit more about your past relationship. When the last time you were in a relationship?
So if I'm being honest, I actually have not been in a long-term relationship yet. So, there's that.
Okay.
So you've never been in a long-term relationship to this day?
She's 24.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you have any apprehension about a long-term relationship, or is it something that you had decided that you are finally ready for?
Yes. So I do desire to be in a long-term relationship leading to marriage. So that is something that, I do obviously want right now. I'm ready for, and I'm just willing to grow with someone and settle down.
So your next relationship, you want to be a last?
Basically, yeah, for sure.
Okay, we got some work to do then.
There you have it.
Yeah. Now give us some time. We're gonna put some time on the clock. We want you to let us know. First off, her and Maggie,
super giggly.
I'm telling you,
super giggly.
It's good news for the
we are goofy.
So look,
I love to laugh.
That's excellent. We're gonna put some time on the clock. Okay, we're gonna put some time on the clock.
The highlights though.
Oh yeah, listen, we getting in there. I'm getting in there in the trenches of the IG.
Do you?
But go ahead. We're gonna put 30 seconds on the clock. I want you to go ahead and tell us what kind of brother you are looking for.
Okay, tell me when.
Go ahead.
As soon as you start talking, the clock starts.
So I am looking for, first and foremost, a God-fearing man, a man that's actively seeking God. I'm looking for a man of his word, a hard worker, a handyman, a man that's willing to grow, that's willing to learn, that's willing to just step outside the box. I'm also looking for a man who is more on the chill side. I think that I'm very bubbly and energetic, so I do want someone who is more laid back, I also want a man that values health and nutrition, that's in the gym, that's working on his body, working on himself overall, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally.
Okay.
And emotionally available. Yeah.
And emotionally available.
Yes, that's important.
You got an idea of how that looks in a man when a man is emotionally available? How would you know that?
So for me, I think that emotionally available men are in tune with not only their emotions, but are also willing to understand their woman's emotions and communicate. I think communication isn't just listening. I mean, isn't just speaking, but listening to that person and listening to understand. So I think overall, being emotionally intelligent is being able to listen, communicate effectively, and understand his own emotion, how to navigate through that, and his partners.
Okay.
Incredible. Well, first of all, shout out to you, Martina. I'm excited to see if we can find somebody here for you today.
Listen, they producing over there. Listen, bring your mama. Where your mama at? we gotta get a good look at her because she putting them out.
Absolutely,
that girl. Just know.
That's what's
I
up.
already know. Shout out to y'all mama real quick. All right, I'm gonna put you backstage. Let's go ahead and talk to my next a bachelorette that we have here. We're gonna bring Kadesia on the stage, and if you remember Tuesday, she popped in on us and she's back already.
Welcome back.
Show some love to Kadesia in the chat, y'all. What's up, Kadesia?
Hey, y'all.
Kadesia is cool.
How are you guys?
We doing good, Kadesia. They need to be hitting you on the DM to get that hair done for real.
Right.
Thank you. That's a compliment.
Absolutely.
And for the people that don't know, I want to go ahead and pull up your IG here while we get a chance to know you. So, Kadesia, what is your IG?
So my IG is I am Khadija Aisha. That is KhadeeJaIsha.
Now I know some. Wait, go ahead.
Nah, I literally just went through the IG on Tuesday.
I know we did, but we still got to get familiar because not everybody was on the episode. So
and then my bachelors, they got to see it. My bachelors, they ain't see it backstage.
Exactly.
You feel me?
So you go ahead and get the scrolling, and then what I'm gonna do is let's go over some of these things that the fellas want to know. Give us your age again and your height.
Okay. So I'm 29 years old and I'm 5'7".
Okay, and you got babies?
One daughter.
One daughter, and I mean, I guess it might be obvious, but you in your suite now. But tell us
Yes,
what
I'm in my salon suite.
Tell us what you do.
So yes, I'm a hairstylist. I do a lot of artistic work, but I also, I'm really like a transformational stylist. I help people hair grow. I give them styles that they've never, tried out before, and I'm always like boosting their confidence. I do a little work on the side, like herbalism, like learning. I teach people about herbs, and I make herbal remedies. And I also do birth guide work. So I, help women along with their birthing journey.
Understood. If I'm not mistaken, you here in Atlanta too, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
dope. Now, I think last time we talked a bit about your prior relationship. So, you guys, if you want to know a little bit more about Kadesia, all you got to do is go to the last episode we had. But let's switch it up today. Your deal breakers. Do you have any deal breakers? And if you do, what are those?
Yes, my deal breakers are men who are not like the other girl said earlier, emotionally intelligent, not able to sense, my emotions and their emotions as well, being able to communicate those things. A man that's not honorable, don't have morals, don't really know his worth, don't know what he's really looking for. And somebody who's just like not teachable, someone who's not willing to grow. I'm really big on perspective and growing, and elevating yourself, just mentally, physically, emotionally. So someone who's not willing to grow and just be open. I'm not really interested in that, as well as a person who is not into God. Like my journey right now is very God based. So if a guy is not really on that journey, that's a deal breaker for me for sure. I need someone who is already like, equipped with that information so that they can lead me properly.
Understood. I think she gave us what she's looking for in a partner too. So we got it all in one.
We got it all in one.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So Kadesia, we appreciate you for joining us, and we're gonna let you hold tight while we get to know the rest of the singles. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kadesia. We got one more bachelorette backstage. And by the way, I see super chats rolling in. Every super chat over $10 get read here on set. Send your super chats in. I want to know your thoughts. Let me know who you think gonna match up, who's not. I want to read it out loud right here on the show. We'll read those in between the rounds of the bachelors that we got backstage. And also, by the way, let's go ahead and pin the chat. Let's pin it in there.
Yeah, I forgot
because
about that.
check this out. This is a fun show, y'all. Ladies, if you also want to join this panel, you feeling bold, and you want to make sure the bachelors holler at you too, ladies, you could hop right up on here on this panel, because right now this is like, look, the panel like an SUV. It's a 6-seater. I only got 3 right now in the whip. All right, so y'all feeling bold, hop right on up on here. And also my fellas, you like any of the ladies that you see?
Right.
You want to come up here, you want to come backstage, the link is for you. And there's something so cool about the link. When you come backstage, you actually can't see anybody. Now, I can see you, but you can't see them, all right? So we keep everything nice and surprised up. So come backstage if you want to go ahead and join what's happening right here. It's one thing I love about it being a live show. Shout out to the people that's here live, 8 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday night Eastern time.
Facts. So I'm going to go ahead and pin it in the chat right now.
Yep.
And shout out to SOC. That's what they call him in the chat now, SOC. So, you know, Slave of Christ.
Yeah.
It's going live. Slave, we're going to get to that. I can't even say just slave. I'm trying to say it shorthand.
You can't show a slave. Don't call him a slave. Don't call him a slave.
Slave of Christ, let me tell you, we're going to get to that super chat in just a minute. But the video link is pinned to the chat. And, guys, if you're at home watching on TV, all you got to do, www.callinnow.com.
There you go.
Let's bring on the next young lady.
We're going to bring on our next, final, and last sister that we got here. I want you to bring on Kenya on the chat. Kenya, what's up with you?
Hey.
The chocolate is chocolate in the night.
It is.
What's up with you, Kenya? How you feeling?
I'm good. A little nervous.
It's okay. It's okay.
No,
you just with us tonight.
It's
We just
just
having a
us.
good time tonight. We just having a good time tonight. Thank you for joining us, Kenya, by the way. Let's go ahead and get to know you. But first, I got to get the IG. So, Kenya, what is the IG?
Simply Kenya Denise. I am not an active poster, so we gonna see.
That's cool.
Listen,
Simply
we
Kenya
gonna
Denise. So,
see.
did I spell it right? Simply Oh, there it goes.
And
Jamaica.
Maz, make sure y'all dropping that in the chat. Go ahead and drop that in the chat.
There you go. We got the Jamaicans in the building. That's what I'm talking about.
This is good.
We gonna go ahead and scroll.
Beautiful girl.
To say the
I'm
least.
crying.
To say the least. So Ryan
Yeah.
gonna get to know you while I go ahead and get
Absolutely.
to scrolling just a little bit.
So, Kenya, let us know how old you are.
Yes, I am 31.
Okay, so 31, and you got babies?
I have no kids. I have a goddaughter.
Okay, 31 with a goddaughter. And what
Yes.
about your location? I think what did I say, Chicago?
I'm in Chicago. Yes.
Okay.
Chi-town.
Okay, and what's your height?
I am 5'10".
And tell us about your past relationship. How long ago was that?
Okay, so my past real relationship was actually like 2014.
2014.
Wow.
Oh, over 10 years ago now.
What
Wow.
Kenya, what you been doing for the past 10? What you been up to?
So that was in 2014. I did have some situationships in between then. But I gave my life to Christ in October of 2017. So I just feel like at this point in my life, I'm really just trying to just wait on God. And I'm just trying to stay in this position where whatever God wants for me, I'm just ready for that. But I have gone on dates. They obviously haven't been successful, but yeah.
Well, okay, so you was chilling for a bit, but now you back in action. When was the mindset change? How long ago was that?
Mindset change as far as what?
Well, I mean, you said you was involved in the situationships and then you found Christ.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I said October of 2017.
Oh, okay, October 2017. Got you.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I didn't get this from you. What do you do for profession?
Yeah, I am a licensed esthetician. I have my own business. I'm Fading Beauty Skincare, and I've been in business for 4 years now. So I'm going into my 5th year.
There you go. Full time.
Full-time entrepreneur, yes.
Okay.
Shout out to you, man. I like that.
And the esthetician that's like the eyebrows?
Facials.
Facials.
Yes, there are
okay.
videos on my page. You guys scroll past. There we go.
There
There's
you
a little
go.
before and after.
Hey, go shop with my sister. You out there? Hey, go shop with my sister. You out there in Chi-Town?
Wait, help me out. Can you? So is it facials and eyebrows or just facials?
Oh no, I don't do brows. I just focus on skincare, just facials.
Understood. So you gonna have the ladies glowing then?
There you go.
Yes, always.
So check it out. You got some deal breakers for the brothers tonight?
Yeah. So one deal breaker, huh?
No, go ahead.
I'm laughing at you. That was kind of diabolical when you asked her that question. She's like, yeah. I got some.
Well, now I'm kind of thinking on the fly a little bit, but okay, for sure. If you do not have a relationship with Jesus, then that is a big deal breaker. Like I can't break that. I cannot compromise on that. Another deal breaker for me is someone who doesn't know how to communicate. Communication is like really important in relationships. So if we can't have just like open communication, transparency, that is going to be a deal breaker. Somebody who is not present, someone who's not safe emotionally, even physically, that's also a deal breaker. And also someone who's also like really sneaky, like as far as like, I do appreciate just being able to get to know someone and have some type of privacy in that. But if you are someone that doesn't have community, people in your life that can hold you accountable, that's also a deal breaker for me as well too.
There you go.
That's all good.
Right.
Those are a few ones.
The deal breakers kind of, bring out the love pitch a little bit. So I think we got a good idea.
We satisfied. Yeah,
we are satisfied. I want everybody drop a red and black heart in the chat for my beautiful bachelorettes that we got back here. Let's read a couple of these super chats that we got before we get into the main segment and bring my bachelors out.
And guys, listen, we did this for the show yesterday for the initiates in the chat. All of the super chats are going to the $2,000 fundraiser for Tyshawn and I to get new laptops. I still have to count it, so I will actually count it while we live on air tonight to let people know where we stand. But I would imagine after today or Monday, we should be good.
Oh, man, that's a blessing.
It should be good. So shout out to SOC, says, Ryan, interesting shirt. Where did you get it? And Sean, I see you have a Movado Museum Classic on. You into watches.
First of all, I'm not even wearing my watch today, so he's really just paying attention.
I think, or he just got us mixed up because I got my watch on. I got the Movado Classic on right now.
Oh,
yeah, and I also have a white tee on, so I know you're not asking where I got this white tee from.
So you don't.
So where did you get your shirt from?
He don't know our names.
Yeah.
So like how you been watching the show? You get our names mixed up.
He could have just typed fast.
Well,
but go ahead, answer the question because that is a nice shirt. That's like a little fresh little knit on that one.
I don't even. It's probably Zara. That's probably where I got the shirt from. To be honest with you, I'm not even 100% sure. I got to check. I'm literally guessing.
It's nice. It's like a little.
We had so this summer we had a stylist just buy us a bunch of clothes because we literally do not go shopping.
Yeah, no time.
And one of our initiates from Harley Initiated, she said, "Why y'all be up there with them t-shirts? pay me some money. I'm gonna go shopping for y'all." So she just bought us a bunch of clothes, and I literally don't even know where a lot of them came from.
And I told her
they're great clothes.
I told her I actually did still want to wear t-shirts every now and then. So she actually just bought me a very nice.
Yeah, she started exactly. So she bought us some nice t-shirts, so we ain't up here with no Hanes and
right,
whatever the case is. That's why we need y'all to send us y'all t-shirts and clothes and brand because we're gonna wear y'all shirts.
And for the second part, I'm not actually into watches. It's like jewelry in general, but the ladies are into it.
Yeah.
So I just had so many women just like, Ryan, you got to get you some accessories. You got to get this. You got to get that. And I typically rock my Movado or, I got a few of those or now Italian Twine because they're just different. Because once you get the base layers, then it's time to kind of switch it up a bit and get a little funky with it. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
There you go.
Jewelry, nothing. I wasn't wearing none of that.
There you have it.
To the initiates told me I need to.
There you have it. Well, big shout out. SOC, great question. Let's get y'all ready for these bachelors?
Yes, let's do it. And then
absolutely. Well, it's time to bring the bachelors, all right?
Bring them out.
So let's actually go ahead and start here with my first bachelor. I want to bring my first bachelor here to the group. And this one, I'm going to catch y'all off guard here. Bring my brother Jacob to the stage. Jacob, a.k.a. Cookies and Cream, coming up here, kicking it with us in the family. What's up with you, Jacob? How you feeling, brother?
What's going on, guys? You can hear me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Jacob, that's a clean bald head, brother. I respect a nice clean bald head.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Just had to let it go at this point in my life.
Listen,
Hey,
you need to
facts.
be counseling the rest of these brothers that still kind of holding on to it.
No, brothers out here walking around with that Beijing down to their eyebrows.
Bro,
It's kind of crazy.
Whole head full of markers.
It looks wild. So when I see a brother that cut it off, I'm already seeing a little bit of confidence popping off with my brother. Welcome to the show. Let's get a chance to know you a little bit. The first thing I want to do is get your Instagram real quick. So Jacob, what's your? I'm already giving him a nickname. What's your IG?
It is Stolly, Stolly Productions. It should pop right up.
Okay, and why
There you go.
You got that?
I already got it pulled up.
Excellent. Why he's getting that going? Jacob, let us know your age.
I am 28 years old.
28 years
There
old.
you
And go back
go.
up to the top. Go back up to the top. You
Come
see
on,
that?
let me see
Because the
that.
ladies ask for a man of God.
Glory to
And
God.
Glory to God, right at the top.
We need to get like a praise God sound.
Just a check.
Right.
And Jacob, how tall are you?
6 foot.
Okay, 6 foot.
What's all these cars out here, man? What's going on out here with this brother?
That's what I'm saying. Okay, and how many kids you got? Do you got kids?
No kids. I would like some though.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
This is good news.
Okay.
Okay.
Jake got some swag on him too. You see the little stance.
Wait, go back to it.
Nah, I'm just talking.
Now,
I'm just talking.
the ladies got to know this, Jacob. What do you do for a living?
Currently, I work for a roofing company.
There you go.
Okay. And where are you located?
I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Now, Jacob, let us know about your, because you are single, right? Because I know some of the guys are trying to sneak on here. They ain't whole relationship. You are single, right, Jacob?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Now, when was your last relationship?
Last one ended in September.
Now, that was fairly recent.
That's recent.
That's fairly recent. Okay. Now, I'm not sure.
Wait, that's when the ladies in the back say that's.
Hey,
Hold on, ladies, we got you real quick. Hold on, ladies, we got
Now,
you.
yeah, that's recent, Jacob. So, what happened?
So, okay, I'll unpack it a little bit, but truthfully, I don't really know the underlying reason. It was a long distance relationship. But it's gonna sound kind of crazy, a little petty.
I promise you, Jacob. Look, I can see you trying to find all the right words. Just talk to us.
Just let us know.
Just talk to you. You ain't got to find all the right perfect words. We gonna feel through it, brother. That's why we say I feel you. We gonna feel you.
I went out, do some errands, went to get a bite to eat, and didn't grab any food for her, and that was cause for her to end the relationship.
Wait.
Now, hold on.
Because
that sound over the top.
So, okay, let's confirm. You went and got some food. You ain't getting no food, and she came back and she said it's over with.
Yeah, pretty much. She's like, I can't really do this anymore, and I think there was underlying reasons or other reasons that I, to this day probably will never know or get, whatever. But yeah, that's how it ended.
Okay, so it sounds like you didn't really get any closure from the situation. I mean,
yeah.
But did you, in retrospect, did you, see any signs that you think were already showing that this was about to happen?
Not about to happen, but throughout the relationship, I guess there were instances that brought up just my own insecurities and communication challenges. So it could have been a combination of those, and then that was kind of the last straw, you could say, that kind of gave her a reason out. But yeah.
But that's not a frequent. Is that a frequent event? Like, did she have that conversation with you over and over about forgetting her, or was that like something that wasn't really a frequent occurrence?
No, that was the first instance.
Oh yeah, it's something else. It's something. Jay, look, you might have to call her up. You might have to call her up because.
I'm saying that's for her. That's for her.
What does that sound?
She was on something. I don't know what she was on.
Ryan got his own world of sounds, y'all.
Yeah, but you know what I'm curious about? What was she black?
She was. She's from Zambia.
Oh wow.
She was
Got it.
Yeah,
African
from
sister.
the motherland.
So by the way, do you prefer your women to be black?
I do. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Now, where are you at now mentally? I mean, September. Now you kind of had this, shady breakup situation. You're not really sure what happened. Where is your mental state now, and why would you say that you're ready to potentially find a match for the future?
Yeah, I mean, I'm mentally sound. I've actually been doing counseling, but I'm good. I'm ready to move forward. I mean, there's no point in looking in the past. I think I'm ready to move forward just because it's family is important to me. I am an only child, so growing up, family was always, cousins and things like that during the holidays, cooking, enjoying company. So I would like to have a family relatively soon. Because I am an only child, I would like multiple kids. So starting younger, I don't want to be, at an age where I can't enjoy their youth. And
Okay. Well, check it out. Don't worry. Listen, no, I think we got enough. I think the ladies got enough. I want to go ahead and put it in the ladies' hands right now. In fact, I want to go ahead. Let me bring up my first sister here. Bring my sister Martina up here real quick. Bring my sister Martina up here. We're gonna make this very simple. We're gonna actually talk to each sister. We could pull up the panel.
Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Wait, where we located at?
So Jake, you had to watch out for Martina. She
There you
looking
go.
for somebody to pay the bills over there. But you should bring all three of them up.
Yeah, bring up the whole panel of ladies real quick. Bring the whole panel of ladies up, okay? Let's talk to them. And I'm gonna start with you, Martina. Martina, we're gonna keep this very simple right now. If you're interested, what's gonna happen is we'll go to the next level where we can learn a little bit more to see if we have an opportunity for a match. If not, we can just say pass. But I'm gonna start with you here. So, Martina, interested or pass?
Pass. Respectfully.
And why is that?
Honestly, two things. One being the distance. Well, three things. One being the distance. I am in Charlotte, and he's from Orlando, so that was one thing for me. I do want someone that is a little closer. So that was one, and then two being the relationship was fairly recent. I mean, I don't know him or his too much of his story, but to me, it just kind of sounds. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be okay with that. And then the third reason being that I just don't really feel that like initial attraction, if I'm being honest. I want to feel that spark, you know what I mean? And I just don't. So that's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But she seemed really cool and nice. So yeah.
Okay, cool. By the way, Jake, what you think about Martina?
She looks good.
Thank you.
I agree.
The aesthetic and just.
Thank you.
Okay, there you have
Thank
it.
you.
I want to go to my sister Kadesia next. Kadesia, interested or pass?
I'll say pass. But I would like to say that you really do have like a very calm demeanor, and you can tell that you're really genuine. I mean, I don't know the full scope of the situation that happened, but I can kind of tell, like, you know, you probably didn't want it to end like that, but like your approach probably was kind of like you don't really know what happened. So I kind of understood that because I've dated someone that was like really laid back and didn't really have the words for it. So I feel you, like I feel your spirit when it came to that. But Also, just the initial attraction for me. Like you look nice. I mean, I like your social media and everything. I just would say like you're just not necessarily my type.
Okay. I got one more sister here that I did. Oh, and before I move forward, what about my sister here, Kadesia? What you think about her, Jacob?
She's first off, all the ladies look great. Kadesia, I think I don't know if there's too much attraction. I think we'd be better friends, I see, than anything.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Let's move on to Kenya.
Yeah, let's move to Kenya here. And Kenya, interested to pass?
I am going to pass. Jacob, you really do seem like a really sweet guy. I agree with Khadijah, just demeanor and everything seems really calm. But I think what you described about the breakup, that does sound just a little too like, I don't really understand obviously the full scope of that. So that's something I'm kind of just like, I'm not interested in kind of exploring further more of that. Yeah, so
Okay. And so none of this, and I just want to address the elephant in the room. Does anybody canceling just because simply because he's white?
no,
Not at all.
absolutely not.
So we open to my Caucasian brothers here.
I said I wanted to step out of my race too, so that's yeah.
Hey Jacob, the sisters, you got to just let that last relationship season, but you know, you might need to slide, let some months go by and slide back in some DMs, my
Right,
boy.
right,
Some more healing for sure.
They said a little bit more healing.
Yeah.
But Jacob, listen, first of all, I really thank you for coming up on here.
Well, you got something to say. What you say?
What you got, Jake?
Well, no, I mean, I was just gonna say, like, with this type of interaction, it's very kind of quick. You know, you can't really get to the depth of conversation. So, I mean, keep it pushing, you know?
That's the only thing you can do. That's the only thing you can do.
That's the only thing you can do, Jake. But let me tell you, I spoke to you personally. I know you tapped in with us here on Harley in Love and Harley Initiated. So you still my brother, an initiate, a lover. So we'll stay tapped in, brother. But thank you so much. Everybody drop some love in the chat for my brother Jacob here.
Facts.
Go ahead and send him backstage, Lano.
So the ladies keeping it 1,000.
Absolutely.
You know, they got multiple reasons. They're giving a thorough breakdown
Yeah.
of the situation. But I do think it sounds like the common denominator in what the ladies' decision was the past relationship.
Yeah, it was the past relationship, and I get that. September, that could be very fresh, you know, the spark attraction is big too. A lot of them also did talk about attraction. That's why I wanted to go ahead and say if it had anything to do with race. We never brought a white brother up, ever in the history of Harley and Love. And
in
you know,
the history of Harley,
you know, and we're gonna have listen, we gonna have white brothers, Spanish brothers. We got a big audience, so I'm just trying to get a feel for what. And ladies in the chat, if you open to dating outside your race, put a yes in the chat or a no in the chat. I'm interested to see what the ladies say to that.
I am too. So real quick though, bring the ladies back up real quick because I want to talk about this because a lot of times because I don't want people to start coming on here and be like, hey, I'm not saying I've been in a relationship. I'm not going to be honest about what's going on. So I want to make sure can any one of you ladies give us some specifics? I'm sure it wasn't just that he was in a relationship this past September. So was it anything that he communicated that kind of got your mind thinking along some other lines of, you know, or drawing any assumptions from what he was saying?
Assumptions as far as like what he explained?
Yeah, I mean, he explained what the reason was. Was there any, you know, apprehension that was caused from the reasoning? What specific about the relationship caused issue? Or just was it the fact that he was in a relationship in September?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You're good. Well, I'll just say for me, I mean, I think we all kind of like stopped, like she just came out of nowhere and just broke up. Like that's just, I don't know. To me, that's just a little like sketchy. And I'm not saying, you know, that could have just been the case. It could have just came out of nowhere, but that just seems really interesting. I mean, there weren't any type of like red flags or whatever to kind of give you an idea that this was going to come about. I don't know. That
it just seems like he wasn't like like you can't really learn from something if you don't know the real reason for why this person
Right.
broke up with you. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like you're not in that sense of being emotionally intelligent. Basically, what we're saying we're looking for in that
Yes.
sense, because it's like you're not able to fill out why she's not, and why she is upset. She had to literally verbally say that I'm not interested. I mean, I'm upset because of that. You should have been able to be a little bit more, like try to acknowledge that.
And I think that with us women, how he said that, she just broke up with him. I think that there are signals that us women give men before we are completely done. And so I think that that's something that is very important for men to pick up on and be able, as a boyfriend, to be able to notice, okay, something's off here. Like, we've been in a relationship for this long. Why are you breaking up with me over something so petty? There has to be underlying like issues or something that is going to lead a woman to just do, act that way. So I do think that
like disconnect herself.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's kind of a red flag. Yeah.
Great feedback. I'm glad I asked that because we need to get some more detail on that. I think that's important for the fellas to know. And you know what, Jacob? We're going to have to call Miss Zombie up. We're going to call her. We need to call her live and find out what happened. She got some explaining to do. She needs to, right.
That'll be fun.
She needs to let us know what the situation is so we can learn from that and move on from that.
There you have it. Let's go ahead. We're going to bring our next bachelor up here on the stage. Do we have any other super chats we need to read before?
Yeah.
Guys, you could go ahead and send your super chats up. We'll read them in between rounds.
SOC back at it says, I used to live in Chicago. That Citizen app always alarming off. Too many carjacking, killing, and I was in South Loop. Is Chicago crazy, Kenya? Chicago's wild out there?
I mean, yes and no. Like I have family in North Carolina. They thought we were like walking around with like bodysuits, like ducking and dodging bullets, and that's not the case. Obviously, it's just depending on what area you're in. I mean, but you could be on the north side, you could be anywhere. I mean, there's stuff definitely going on, but I'm not afraid for my life in Chicago.
So
there you go.
She live in a safe neighborhood. That's good. That's good news.
Good news. So let's bring our next brother up here on the stage here. I got my brother Kelvin backstage. Everybody show some love to my brother Kelvin joining us here on Harley and Love. What's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
How y'all feeling?
I feel good, man. I feel
chilling.
good. Kelvin got the smooth vibes. He hit us with the smooth R&B voice.
First, I can tell he looked too relaxed over there. He like, this ain't nothing.
He relaxed, man.
What's good?
Yo, Kelvin, let's go. We're going to get to know you here, so we're going to ask you a series of questions. But the first thing I want to do is pull up your IG so we can get to know you a little bit more. So, brother, what is your IG?
My IG is Kel Made Me Sweat. Kel Made Me Sweat.
Hold on.
That
boy got that OnlyFans
This man
channel.
IG is seductive, man. What's going on? Kel made me sweat.
Kel made me sweat.
See
Oh, so he said we're going to see. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, okay. So check it out. It says Kel here is a master trainer. Okay.
An author. That's dope. 30-day fat loss meal guy. So he helping getting the ladies right. He making the ladies sweat.
First of all,
that makes sense.
My brother's in shape. Ooh. I see you, brother. So let's go ahead. Let's figure out some things about this brother real quick.
Kelvin, how old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay, and looks like you got a personal training business, but let us know about your occupation.
Yeah, so you see there, I co-own a gym called JC and Fitness Gym, located in Atlanta, Georgia. So I've been a trainer for about 7 years now. So I do the whole array. So personal training, semi-private boot camps, but workshops. I also do some mentorships as well for other trainers. Lunch and learns. I do a little personal development coaching as well. Public speaking. I actually just got into the security business as well. I have a couple contracts around the city.
Congratulations.
Clientele, appreciate it. Armed, unarmed, and also bodyguard work for high clientele. But other than that, man, I just like working out, staying fit, and having fun.
That's dope, man. And listen, we want to make sure we get to hear you well. It sounds like the phone might be sitting on something blocking the audio. Yeah, so if you could, how you do that? How do you fix that?
No, just make sure nothing is on the speaker or covering the microphone at the bottom of your phone, depending on what kind of phone you have.
Yep, or just come closer,
come a little closer so we can make sure we can hear you, brother. But other than that,
Kelvin, you got any kids?
No kids.
Okay, and where are you located?
I'm located in Atlanta.
ATL.
Okay, now this question, got Jacob a little caught up, so I'm gonna have to run it back with you. When was your last past relationship?
It was about over 2 years ago.
Okay, and what was the reason for things not quite working out?
Yeah, at that point, man, I was too busy. That's the only way I can really put it. And what I mean put too busy is that I wasn't putting some of the energy into a relationship. I'm a business first, so during that time, there's a lot of things that I was working 9 to 9 with certain things, and I thought I could hold down a relationship too and do the same thing. But my lady at that time, she did let me know, like, okay, like over time, like, man, you were working too hard, or you're not really dating me like she wanted to. And I kind of brushed it over, and then it got to the point she was like, can't do this no more. So, she left me, but I know it was the fact that I was a little bit too busy, didn't put that much energy to the relationship back then. So, yeah.
Now, Kelvin, listen, it sounds like you still grinding. So, you got your business going on, you doing mentorship, and now you recently jumping into a brand new business. So, serial entrepreneur. I mean, it doesn't sound like you gotten less busy. So how do you handle that moving forward?
Yeah. So it's really not the work that's different. It's kind of my mindset, right? Same energy you could put into business, the same thing into your personal life. Back then it was a straight just that side. But get a little more mature, I need to focus on that the same way I do everything else, right? So I think now I can have a better balance with it. Of course, still work in progress and stuff, but I think this time around, if I do commit to somebody, then I'm committed all the way. Be honest what I got going on, but give it the same type of energy, some type of love that I do everything else.
That makes sense. And let us know, what type of woman are you looking for?
Someone that's, understanding, right? Like I said, super occupied with certain things. Someone that could really, can walk into a lot of rooms that I go into and also understand what it means to be very, very versatile. Someone that's smart, of course, right? Someone I can grow with too. There's a lot of things. I'm very ambitious, right? So I want someone to be the kind of the same way, and really could really, really not to say keep up, but really understand that there's going to be just different things, different levels that I'm going to, and I want her to go to the same levels too. I'm always going to be pushing to be better and be okay with that.
Understood. And I think I pretty much covered everything. Did I miss anything?
Did you ask? We asked kids?
Yep. No, Kelvin, you got kids?
Yeah, no kids.
No kids. And height?
I am 5'8.5".
Okay, he threw the half on there. He threw the half on there. You gotta let us know.
You better put some respect on that half. All right?
That's Mufasa.
Don't play on my boy.
Understood.
All right.
So we gotta bring the ladies up now.
Let's bring the ladies up, man. And y'all know how we do this, ladies. It's gonna be very simple. Y'all got a good, rundown of who this brother is. Obviously, if you want to know a little bit more, all you got to do is say interested. If not, you can go ahead and say pass. I'm gonna switch it up this time. We're gonna start on the opposite end. Let's start with you, Kenya. Are you interested, or is it a pass?
No, I think I am going to pass, and I know this is shallow. Okay, I think we all probably may know what I'm gonna say, but it is gonna be the height for me. It's not that I have dated guys shorter than me in the past, but I just really am just more comfortable with somebody my height or taller.
Wait, how tall are you again, Kenya?
She's 5'8", 5'10".
5'9.5", but I just put the 10 just because whatever. But yes, 5'10".
Man.
So she trying to, yeah.
Them tall sisters, when they go above, man.
Yeah. Kenya, what was your experience with guys that were a tad bit shorter than you?
I mean, it wasn't, I don't know. I don't know. It's just something about, I think I just want to just feel like, I want to feel small, like I don't want to feel I don't want to feel like I'm like towering over my man. I just don't. I just feel like I just want to feel a little more small.
My brother swole though. They might.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
The muscles, I thought that was like an equalizer.
Yeah, right. But you know what? I feel you, Kenya. We're gonna go over to my sister Kadesia.
Well, no, because we got to find out what Kelvin thinks. I mean, Kelvin, are you attracted to Kenya at all?
Yes, she's attractive.
Thank you. Kelvin.
No problem.
And how do you respond to, the ladies who say, hey, you know what, I'm just not interested in dating a man that might be a little bit shorter than me?
Oh, I say that's cool, but I always tell them, remember, it's quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
It's the quality
Can I ask a
over
question?
quantity. No, he moved. No. I'm joking. Kenya, go ahead. Ask your question.
Okay. Where's your faith? Like, do you have a relationship with the Lord? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm Christian. I go to church regularly.
Regularly, what does that mean?
Hold on, wait. So you see, she's trying to get the round two. She's trying to sneak in there.
So let's
like,
Kenya,
are you interested or not? Right. What's going on right now?
I'm gonna just stick with my first answer and just pass. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Oh man, you might have missed on. You might have missed out on your king.
She might have missed out on the king trying to go for the 5'8". Now look.
Because keep in mind, ladies. I want to make sure to clarify this. Interested just means you get the opportunity to get to know a little bit more. That's
right.
it.
That's it.
And then once you get to know a little bit more, then you can determine if the gentleman is a match for you.
100%. 100%.
So yeah.
Let's see what Kadesia on right now. Kadesia, you interested or is it gonna be a pass?
So let me get this straight. How old were you again?
I am 28.
28. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I heard that correctly. I'm not interested in dating anyone that's younger than me. That was one of the things that I said on a previous episode. I am like, if I'm going to date someone that's not my age, I would prefer them to be older than me, but not younger. And I know that doesn't always mean that this person is not able to provide and, you know what I mean, and give me the things that I may need. But that's one of the things that I am looking for, is somebody who's my age or above. So that's kind of within that, yeah.
And now, Kadesia, you 29.
Yeah.
Got it.
You telling me you're not dating a 28-year-old?
Yeah, I mean, again, I just want, that's what I want, is at least my age. Like, we've graduated. And it's so funny you say that.
Kelvin, when you turn 29?
Yeah.
June 6th.
Oh,
when is it?
He 4 months too short. No, what is that? February, March, April? Yeah, that's 4.
Yeah.
I get.
Yeah. Oh, wait, because Kadesia, you just turned 29.
Yeah.
Kadesia, come on.
4 months.
Listen. Y'all make your own life decisions around
here.
All good.
It's all good. This matchmaking job gonna be hard for me and Ryan.
I'm telling you. It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be real hard.
He has some really good qualities. I do like a lot of the things that he was saying, and it's good that you acknowledge that there are some things that you might have needed to change within that, with the way that you were handling a past relationship. I know that we're all work in progress too, but I want it to be, like you said, that work and personal balance, and somebody who's really going to be able to commit to being. I have a daughter, so like I'm super ambitious myself, but I kind of want to dial back a little bit and be more in my nurturing side. And I can still assist in a lot of ways because I am a very intelligent woman. But I really want to be able to nurture my daughter and also have more kids. So it's kind of like I don't really think it'll be that much of a balance. So yeah.
Okay.
And Kelvin, let us know, because I'm very curious. Kadesia mentioned she does have a baby daughter. Are you open to dating a woman that may have children?
At this moment, I'm not. Just because that's a realm that I don't know a lot about and it's not something that me personally. I want the person I'm with. We have our kids. We get appointed the first kids together, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not something we want to even just lead on to at all. So at this moment now.
Understood.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to put that on him anyway, because I'm very on my game with my daughter. So I would need someone to be able to, put that into that with me. Yeah, for sure.
That makes sense.
Understood. Martina, it's you. Interested or pass?
I would say I am interested. I do have a question, but I think that, for one, I do like how you were honest about your past relationship and how you were in the right mindset to, I guess, sustain the relationship. So that was understandable. And then I like that you're business minded. That's very important. And we're birthday twins. Well, my birthday is June 5th. I think you said June 6th. I don't know if you said that, but
I'm June 6th.
Okay, yeah. But happy birthday, I'm a friend. to get to know a
That
little
was
more.
perfect.
So I have a question though.
Hold on.
For you
Look,
guys.
Oh, okay.
for me. Okay, what's up?
For y'all.
Yeah.
So with me being interested, do I still see like other options, or do I see?
Oh my!
I just want to know how
goodness.
it goes because I know you said if we.
Okay, so check
Martina
it out.
want it all.
Martina.
She like,
No,
look, I want this dude, and I want him to wait. If I'm interested in him, I want him to just kind of cool on the
No,
side.
that's not the case.
So check it out. Here's how it works, Martina. If assuming that Kelvin is also interested, we're gonna let you guys have some one-on-one time so you can ask him some further questions. Now, after that, you will have the opportunity to say whether or not this might be your match for the night. If it is your match, you're getting off my stage and you don't get to see no more options.
Right.
So that's how that works.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna be decisive here, okay? This ain't no polygamous show, all right?
Right. No, that's fair. I just wanted clarification.
Okay. Now, would you like some time to get to know Kelvin a bit more?
If he would, I mean, I would like to hear.
So you're interested, correct?
Yes, I am interested.
All right, now we're gonna go over ahead and talk to Kelvin. Now, Kelvin, my sister Martina here. Are you interested to know a little bit more about her?
Yeah.
There you have
All
it.
right.
All right. We got a little bit closer to a match. All right.
This is good.
So if you can we go ahead and get these other two sisters off the screen? We're gonna go ahead and get Kelvin and Martina here in a one-on-one situation and a conversation. The way this works, y'all, is we're gonna go ahead. I want to give them 2:30. Let's give them 2:30.
2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Let's give them 2:30, okay? We're gonna go ahead and let them have a conversation. And Kelvin, your mic is a little low, so just go ahead and try to speak up here for us, just so we can all hear you properly and clearly. We're gonna let you lead off the conversation. We just want to see if there's some chemistry. We want to see if there's some flow, to see if we have a match. As soon as you start talking, Kelvin, the clock begins. We will fade out.
Slow down.
We ready for y'all?
Go ahead, Kelvin.
Wait, who's starting the conversation?
Listen, just start the conversation.
So Kelvin,
and it's popping.
just go ahead and talk to the lady,
sorry.
Kelvin. You got it.
Got it. Okay, cool. So, I mean, everybody asked about my past relationship. Well, I'm gonna be your last one.
So I actually haven't been in a long-term relationship yet. I have been in situationships, and I have dated, and I have been going on dates, but I haven't been in a long-term relationship yet. So yeah.
Why is that though? Because
why is that? I am very selective. I do believe that I don't want to settle, and I want a man that God has selected for me. So with that being said, I am waiting on him to let me know who the right person is. I'm just not going out here and just hopping in a relationship, if that makes sense. So I am very selective, and I do want all of my qualifications, or a majority of them, to be met. And so, yeah, I guess that could be a few reasons why. Yeah.
Okay. So what's kind of some of your hobbies though? Like, what you like doing for fun?
Hobbies, fun. I do like going to the gym, so that is something that I prioritize in my day-to-day life. I love cooking. I love spending time with my family, for sure. What else? I like anything nature. I love being outside. So anything outdoors is my vibe. And I just like trying new restaurants. I like going to events and just getting out the house and networking and socializing. And yeah. What about you?
Okay. Kind of same things too, right? Kind of, course, like being fit and active, stuff like that. But I love new experiences. So whatever it is, as long as I can learn from it, kind of my vibe, at least try it out once. That's kind of my motto. So that's pretty much it with that. Another question I want to ask you too is like, when it comes to your friends, right? Are you real close to them? Like, I know you talked about before, like having people to hold you accountable, right? So you got something like that for yourself?
Yes, I was trying to hear you properly, but I don't have. Yeah, so I do have selective friends. I don't have a big circle. But I have my best friend, which is my sister. And so we do hold each other accountable. We have the same hobbies. And I do have a circle that does hold me accountable. If that's the only question you're asking. But not only that, but I also do like to hold the people that I'm friends with or close to accountable as well. So just like the little things, if they're sharing a goal with me or if they are telling me, I talk that.
Finish that sentence.
It's okay. Finish it out.
Oh, yeah. So I was just saying, like, if they're telling me that they want to accomplish something and they want, they need help or assistance, I'm always there to push or just try to help in any way that I can. So, yeah.
There you have it.
Okay.
They had a little chit chat. We let it go over. I like you to finish your thoughts and finish your sentences.
Thank you.
I want to make sure we fully get to experience one another so we can make the most informed decision. Okay. Now, how you want to go about do this? Because we got some super chats and you want to bring the super chats in after or before?
Well, I want to read some of these super chats right now.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So shout out to Southern Belle says, as a black woman, I personally only date black kings. I love black on black love. We need healing as a people first. Okay. So Southern Belle letting us know where she stand on this. Shout out to Joshua Lyon says, bye, Martina.
Who?
I'm curious what that means. Does that mean like bye as in like this is clearly I think is a match? Does that mean bye as in like
by Felicia?
Be by Felicia, right? I'm curious. Josh gonna have to let us know what's going on in Super Chat. Shout out to Joshua Washington. So we got the Joshua's really going crazy tonight. Yeah. Shout out to Tyshawn and Ryan for really using this platform to match singles. I have a great respect for what you brothers are doing. Blessings. Joshua, let me tell you something. Even better than that super chat is you coming backstage, brother. We need you. We need you backstage, Joshua.
That's Joshua been on the show. That's the Joshua that was on here last time.
Oh, word. Okay, I didn't know his last name was Washington.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Josh.
No, we're gonna talk to Josh on Tuesday.
Yeah, Josh, he's gonna give us his update with how his last match went.
The day recap. Okay, that's
absolutely.
Gonna be good.
So big shout out to Josh.
Yeah, Josh is dope. Okay, and shout out to Slave of Christ says question. When was your last relationship and why didn't it work out? Answer.
We found that one out,
Answer.
Right?
ATL. Yeah, that's what he said. He's just joking. And then now he got a question for Kelvin. Kelvin, specifically for you. What's your view on sex before marriage?
That's Slave of Christ's favorite question.
Right.
Man.
First of all, he always trying to take out matches.
Yeah,
he like, look, y'all gonna make sure it's Christian around here. So Kelvin, give us your.
That's like the body slam. That's the body slam question right there.
Give us your honest answer. On this, let us know what's your view on sex before marriage.
I mean, your choice. I mean, if you do it, cool. If you don't, cool. I mean, I think for me personally, if we're in that level and we decide not to have sex, then we don't. Right? If we do, we do. Am I abstinent now? Nope. Right? But if somebody want to work and grow with, then conversation we can have.
Understood.
There you go.
Understood.
If it's somebody you want to work and grow with, it's a conversation you can have. Let's talk to my sister.
I'm just glad. First off, shout out to him because I'm just glad he didn't come on here flexing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No cap, man.
Yeah.
We need the no cap button right
because
here.
it ain't easy. It ain't easy, and it is a process for you growing and developing. And hopefully.
And a lot of these folks in here stoning you.
Exactly.
They ain't abstinent.
They not. Not at all.
I want to talk to my sister Martina though. Martina, what's your thoughts on sex before marriage as well?
So that was a great question for me personally because I am practicing celibacy right now. So that is very important to me, the whole sex before marriage. I do believe that as Christians, it is a sin to have sex before marriage. So the partner that I am with, I want us both to strive to wait, honestly. Now that I've been on this journey for a while now, so I do want somebody who shares the same views. I know he said he was open to having a conversation, but it doesn't feel like we would align. So, yeah, I would have to pass.
Okay.
Oh, wait, she said I would have to unpass?
No, she would have to pass.
Oh, if that wasn't the case.
If that wasn't the case.
Okay.
No, she said she heard enough. She has to pass because that's not the case.
That question was the determining factor for me. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think So hold that thought, Tyshawn. I'm gonna read this right here. Shout out to Southern Belle says, Kelvin, has such a quiet confidence. Height is definitely not everything, ladies. Quality over quantity. When our men are around the house, loving on us, doing whatever they do, does their height even matter? Absolutely not. That's a good super chat from her. Now that is a thing because, you know, I would say most of the brothers I meet, most of them are just flat out like, no, I'm not waiting at all. Most of them.
Right.
It's very few who are like, hey, look,
I'm open.
Yeah, I'm open. And it's even very fewer than that that's like, hey, I'm abstaining to marriage.
So let me ask you this, Martina. Even a man that says, I'm not abstinent, but I'm open to be abstinent for you or a woman that I'm serious with, that's still not acceptable to you?
I would, honestly, if I'm being honest, I think that if he's open to going on that path with me, and there could be opportunity there for sure, but I just have to see it with my own eyes. I honestly feel like I also do want somebody who has practiced celibacy for a period of time. So the conversation could be had, but I would definitely need to see action, and we would,
Okay.
We would have to discuss it more, yeah.
Okay.
Understood. Now,
interesting.
Kelvin, what are you thinking about all this?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I celebrated celibacy for about 2-3 years before, right? So I've done that. What I learned is that, you know, it's more than just that, right? Because the reason why you're doing this is also even more important. Don't believe just because of marriage. Should be self-control, in my opinion. So when it comes to that question, there's a conversation that needs to be had of why we're doing this and how, right? And what's the end goal? So, you know, it's more when you hear that question, a lot of people get kind of scared of it. Me personally, I've been through that rodeo a couple times, so it doesn't scare me. But it's just with the person, what's the reason why we're doing it?
Okay, so let's see if we can make some decisions here now. I guess who you want to start with here, by the way?
Well, Maggie has clearly stated your decision, correct? Or what? No. I'm just making sure because Maggie, you got to be clear with us. You got to be clear with us.
Okay, hold on. We got to
Kelvin, get that checkbook ready for those bills, okay?
So Maggie, check it out. Today,
that's not my name.
Oh God, why you said Maggie? You threw me off.
I forgot.
Wow. He threw me off. Martina.
That's why she said that. I'm sorry, Martina.
So
okay.
Martina, wow, his family. It's like family ties in here. So check it out, Martina. Do you think tonight is Kelvin your match?
I don't think so. But you do seem like a really nice guy. You have a lot going for yourself. But I don't think it's a match tonight. Yeah.
Okay. What about just Kelvin? I mean, obviously we heard her answer. I mean, did you plan on it going this way, or were you, probably seeing some chemistry that this has some opportunity?
Yeah, I saw some chemistry. But I definitely respect, where she's coming from, but, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Well, I'm going to be honest, man. Every brother that comes on here, I just have a tremendous respect for because it seems like the brothers just seem to be the most apprehensive. So big shout out to all my big, bad, bold brothers that choose to come up on here.
Big facts. Kelvin, thank you. Thank you, brother.
And be up on Harley and Love. So much love to you, Kelvin. Much respect to you. Wishing success on your business and everything you got going forward. So much love to you. Let's send Kelvin backstage,
I saw the chat, Kelvin. Get ready for them DMs.
Absolutely. That was liking Kelvin.
Bring the ladies up because I got to talk to the ladies about this because, I feel like most of the young ladies that we've had have all stated in some form or fashion that abstinence is ideal.
Mm-hmm.
But, I feel like I know some good brothers, and most of them abstinence, they either working toward it.
You need to put a poll on this because I think most of the women are so extreme they will say he's not a good brother if he's not abstinent.
I would agree.
So can a good man be sexually active?
That's a good question.
Can a good man be sexually active? I want to hear what they are going to say in the polls.
I mean, when I was 28, I damn sure was not abstinent. I was not abstinent at all. I was the exact opposite. What's the opposite of abstinent? That's
active.
what I was active, highly active. But the thing is, I still say I was a good dude. Now, don't get me wrong. I do think how you operate sexually, has a lot to do with your character.
For sure.
But I just don't. I wouldn't say a dude is a bad dude or not a dude that's eligible to be dating. You know what I mean? One, because of just statistics alone, right? It's already difficult to find somebody. And two, because the journey for men is much different than the journey for women. It's much different. And I think it takes quite a bit to come around to that point where you even be open to it. And then at the point where you actually practice, and I think it's also extremely difficult, especially as you rise in, finances and status and that type of thing. So,
And on top of that I think it's a bit of, is it about his openness to being abstinent? Because it's interesting. I don't know. We had my girl Allegra come up on here, and to some degree, Josh was in here. Shout out to Josh. He actually just dropped the super chat. She said that she went ahead and didn't match with him because altogether, Allegra pretty much Josh was like, I'm not really much so open to it, was kind of the energy.
Right.
I can get that. But if a brother's actually saying, you know what, for the woman that I'm serious about, I'm open to it, is he still absolutely unqualified? I think those are all really important questions to ask, because it seems like even when you consider a man that's abstinent, what's the tail on it? What if he's been abstinent for a week?
What if he's been abstinent for a year?
Does he need to be abstinent for 6 months? Does it need to be a year of abstinence to qualify? What qualifies even him qualifiably being abstinent? And these are really important questions.
Abstinent with a couple of mistakes? Like, what's the situation?
What is the situation here? And I think these are real questions because it's the real life that people are out here living. And if we just say, oh, no, he's open to sex. Oh, no. I mean,
I'm trying to figure out how you're going to find anybody.
because he got to be 6 foot, haven't had sex in the past year.
He got to be ambitious.
Successful.
Yep.
Ambitious.
Yep.
And chocolate.
Yep. Yep. And that's not listen, unless you're going to share one, that's going to be a little bit tricky to find.
Now, here's the thing. I want to go ahead. Did you drop that poll, by the way?
Yeah, I dropped that poll. Let me read it real quick. Can a good man be sexually active? Can a good man be sexually active? And the reason I think when you just say sexually active, it kind of brings this message with it that
slut.
Yeah.
Oh, like, yeah.
You just indiscriminately having sex, like
which is the case sometimes.
Yeah, well, which is the case sometimes.
That could be the case,
but it could be also Kelvin is active, but he's only active when he's in a committed relationship. But that still counts as active. So when you hear a man is sexually active, I would think if I'm a woman, I'm going to ask a little bit more detail to see exactly what that means.
That's true.
So it's tricky, but just in general, coming up here, especially saying you active, it automatically take it somewhere completely different.
I want to. What are they saying? Right? Where's the poll at? Let's close. Let's see if we can close this one out.
We got 800 people in the chat. Shout out to all the lovers in the chat. This is really dope. We consistently at 800 every night.
Yeah,
and it's growing. We hit 1,100 last week or 1,200 or something like that. Can a good man be sexually active? It looks like we got 200 votes. 67, almost 70% of the people say yes. And it says, yeah, I mean, that's it. Okay. 33%. Man, 33% of people say no. That's crazy.
So if he's having sex, he's a bad man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What's that?
Okay. Bring Kenya up.
Bring the ladies up.
Yeah, bring the ladies up.
Bring the ladies up.
Yeah, I am so ready.
Yeah, I want to say something too.
All right, listen, speak your piece. Let us know.
So, first, I think I really want to touch on the fact that like we're speaking about this decision that people want to make as far as wanting to have sex. The first thing that we also I can say for myself, it's not about anybody else. This is about me glorifying God. This is me honoring God with my body. I'm not doing this in my flesh. Yes, I would love to be having sex. I'm not gonna, bypass that. But I have conviction. Have I been perfect on my journey? No, I have not, but I have so much conviction to that. I know that this is not pleasing to God. So for me, a man who just wants to come along and just kind of support me, that doesn't do it for me either. Because sir, you need to want to do this for you and your relationship with God first. That's just period for me. So it's not even about, And yeah, I think honestly, I'm really heartbroken about the fact that this is the narrative that like men feel like they cannot not have sex. Like, yes, you can. You can.
Mhm.
In and of ourselves, no, we can't. But if you truly have a relationship with Jesus Christ, you have the Holy Spirit within you, you can absolutely abstain. If you truly want to honor God, you will have conviction to not want to have sex before marriage.
And we would have
That's
more
the truth.
marriages. We would have more
You
marriages
absolutely
if people
would.
For
would
sure.
stop just, not
Yes.
being committal and just
Yes.
having sex. If you see a woman and everything else aligns with, the way that she thinks and the way that she, operates and stuff like that, you would want to marry this woman. But we
Yes.
have it now. We have this culture where it's so many people just having,
Lustful.
yeah, it's just a big ball of lust. Like it's crazy.
Yes.
And for what you guys are doing, a lot of people that you have on your show are Christian based, and you basically have a Christian dating thing going on. You know what I mean? A lot of people are Christian, so a lot of people, are looking for something serious. And when it comes to marriage, that is what is honoring to God. You really can't like it's kind of like you're bringing a man to your father. If he doesn't approve,
Yes.
like that's your
Yes.
father.
Yeah.
That's your
Yes.
God is your heavenly father. You have a physical father, but you also have a spiritual father. So things are not gonna, if he's not pleased, your relationship is not gonna be in alignment. So nothing is gonna really flow. You're doing it outside of God's will, so it's not going to last. You have to get that strength from the source. If you're not getting it from the source, then it's fragile. It can be broken. The foundation is not secure. So it's really important for their mentality to be in that position. And there's men who are strong. That's why our conviction is so strong, because when you eliminate all of those things with dealing with men that's not on that level, then you disqualify a lot of men who is not seeking where you're at. You know what I mean? And you can absolutely find your husband because you're in alignment where you need to be so that God can bless you for sure.
And also too, like with these boundaries, that was so good, by the way. With these boundaries, like I think we were thinking of, oh, like you're telling me I can't have sex, but like God has boundaries for us because he cares and he loves us.
Mhm.
Like it's not that he doesn't want us to enjoy sex. He created sex. He created us to enjoy it.
That's
He
why so
literally
much hurt.
created
That's why so
sex.
much hurt in our
And
society.
yes, and so there's safety in that.
Yeah.
Not just I literally was just talking to a friend about this, not just from STDs and having, kids out of wedlock, whatever the case may be, but also for our mental, emotional, and spiritual.
Spiritual.
That
Yes.
affects you you
Yes.
literally are bringing yourself together with somebody. When you
It's
come
a
together,
covenant. Yeah.
you are literally
You're
coming together
married every time
as
you have
one.
intimacy. You're married.
Exactly.
You're
You
married to
like
those people. They're
that stuff
spiritually.
is
So
so real.
hold on, ladies. So
So the ladies are
let,
ladies are very
yeah,
passionate
it
about
just
this.
yeah, this
Yes.
turned it up real quick.
Yeah.
So really quickly, just to get clarity, is it that a man, if he's currently having sex, but open to being abstinent to have a relationship with you, he is unqualified? Just to be clear.
Unqualified.
Got it. So if he had
Period.
sex a week ago and is now convicted, is he qualified? Because he's convicted in
Like
himself
she
now.
said previously, it needs to be some action. Like if she is,
Right.
willing to go down that journey with that guy, and he is like, legitimately on that path, and when you have that conversation, it aligns with your spiritual
Yes.
walk,
And
then
yeah.
yes, you know what I
Okay, so
mean? I can
it's
understand that.
about him.
It's about conviction for
It's
me
about him
too.
being serious and being committed.
Right.
Like it's a
Yeah.
legitimate.
Yes.
Like I'm not just saying it because it's a thing that I
Yes.
say. I really have shifted my mentality, and I know that this is important. And now I've been a disobedient child, basically. Like
Yes.
we're
I'm
out
on
here,
this
we're out when
journey.
we're out here doing it our way, in our own will, and not God's will. We're being
Yes.
disobedient children. We're not being obedient to what He wants for our life. So
Exactly.
until you recognize and repent that I'm not honoring myself. I'm not honoring what God wants for my life. He's not going to be able to bless me properly if I'm not doing what he would want from me. Like a father, like every man wants to, honor his father. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And so it's the
Yes.
same deal with God. That's the thing. We are disconnected. Most men is like, I want to, and a lot of our fathers aren't even mentally, they do having sex and stuff, and they're not
Mhm.
even married. You get what I'm saying? So it's just creating this lineage and this snowball effect of men not thinking that it's important because they saw their father doing it too, instead of these things being in alignment. It needs to have some level of structure. Is no structure going
So
on.
check it out. Let's go ahead. Let's read some of these super chats real quick, and we're gonna bring our next brother up. That brother probably in the back shaking in his boots right now.
Very, very interesting conversation. I mean, I think it's worth talking about. It's worth talking about. He's shaking in his boots. It's crazy.
He needs some milk.
Shout out to Slave of Christ. SOC says, I have the view of waiting until marriage before being intimate. I will say I have not been perfect in practice with this view, but that is my desire in honoring God and the woman who is to be my wife. Understood. I would say it's very similar.
Yeah, stop playing it.
Right. Slave of Christ, they've been asking for you. Shout out to Ian Simmons says, can a woman who is sexually active be an equally good woman? That's a good question. I mean, I think a woman who's sexually active can be a good woman. This is the thing.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's a process to think that now this is the thing. If I go out here and date and I said I'm absent, I want me a woman, abstinent woman. Well, it's thousands of them. I meet abstinent women all the time. I don't meet abstinent men. I just don't. Not to say that it's not men doing it, but I also understand that it's a process. And so if I'm seeing a man is personally developing himself, he's going to church, he's, trying his best to follow Jesus, and he's in active groups because, we've had conversations like this. I'm like, I told you, we in the conversation, I'm talking to my guys in my men's group. I'm like, I'm trying everything not to go sex something. You know what I mean? Like, for real, everything. And I refuse to think that I was not a good dude because I'm out here struggling because it was really something I wanted, but it was difficult when you're talking about having a 30-year, or I'm sorry, like when I was having sex, maybe almost 20-year conditioning of having sex.
Oh, yeah.
So to say, because I get what y'all saying, I agree with you. But
I don't think that you're a bad man.
Yeah,
no, I'm not saying that at all.
No,
That's
hold
not
on,
what I'm saying.
Oh no, we're not talking about y'all. We talking about we addressing the chat. It was 33% of people in the chat. That was a very specific poll we dropped. Are you a bad man if you're sexually active? 33%.
I don't think that the man is a bad man, not at all. I just think he's not aligned with where he needs to be so that he can be able to have a wife and have the right moral compass to lead her.
Yes.
So check it out. We still got a brother backstage.
Let's do it.
Go ahead. Let's read this. Do we got any other super chats?
So this getting the conversation popping. 851 people in the chat. Shout out to MVP Production says, what blows me is it's the Christian women that push the abstinence narrative, but have a nightstand I'm assuming, one night stand full of double A's and their rolls. What's double A's?
What?
Oh, batteries.
Oh, double A batteries and the rolls.
Masturbation.
Stop the cap, and I'm saved, Holy Spirit filled, MOG.
Oh, wow.
Now listen.
I just found out what a rose was, so I'm not. That's not for
and
me.
I just want to confirm with this abstinence.
So can a good woman use a vibrator?
Right. I just want to confirm. So y'all are with along.
Before Christ, look.
Hold on.
Hold tight, Kadesia. Hold tight. Along with this abstinence, are you ladies also practicing no masturbation?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. No masturbation.
Before Christ, look, I gotta be clear. Before Christ, but now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of porn. I do not.
Yeah, from childhood.
I'm not watching porn.
I'm gonna be straight up. I definitely had a line of experiences in my life.
Hey, look, Martina, don't be over there just agreeing and nodding now. You have to throw that rose away after this one.
Oh, Martina.
Never have, never will.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Shout out to McGill Sohumar says, yes, the ladies are so right because these are the same men who will turn around and say they are not married material because they have already slept with them from Toronto.
Honestly, I think let me know what y'all think. Let's drop a poll in here. Should we do some dating discussions on Hardly in Love? Just drop that. Just generally do that. I want to see, because this is fiery right now.
I got to close the other poll. Shout out to Joshua Lyons. Josh, we appreciate you. Said, so the ladies, what predetermined now, not now. Wait, hold on. So ladies, what predetermined, not now on the spot, rules, boundaries do you have in place to prevent a moment of sin with the guy you're attracted and committed to before marriage? I think what Joshua was saying eventually, well, I'm not going to put words in Joshua's mouth. So that's for the ladies. Answer that real quick. Let's just get one lady. Pick up a lady for us to answer that question.
I don't know. What was the question? That was a hard one. What the hell was the question?
I think what predetermined boundaries or rules do you have set in place once you're dating somebody that will prevent you from having sex?
No sleeping in bed together. That's one. No sleepovers. And because it's just like, we shouldn't even be sleeping in a bed with another man. That's not our husband. We shouldn't even be going to sleep. Not physically having sex, but we don't need to be sleeping next to a man that's not our husband. So I think that for me personally, I know that that's something that I can't even do. Like, I know if I am in that position, I'm going to be tempted. And so I think that one thing we do need to work on is preventing ourselves from being in these situations that will tempt us, because we are human. And if I'm laid up next to you, I mean, of course I'm going to feel more tempted to do something. So I think that just preventing myself from certain things will, is setting that boundary for myself.
Okay,
yeah.
so Martina, so no sleepovers.
And let's be brief and brilliant. Let's be brief and brilliant, guys.
Can you give us one?
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna go with no sleepovers too.
It's hard.
And just to be clear, so up until the marriage ceremony, you will never spend a night with this person in the house.
Okay, I can't. Okay.
What do you mean? That's exactly what y'all said. You should be sleeping.
No. You're right. I'm thinking because I know everybody has a different situation. Some people I know can't handle that. Some people I know can. Right. So that's why it's like, but I think I have to know for myself, for me, the type of person I am. That's something we would have to like, hey, we just cannot be sleeping in the same bed. Okay. Maybe in the same quarters, like different rooms.
Yeah. We could have sleepover, just not in the bed.
Yeah. Okay. Just not in the same bed.
Well, let's keep it going because I still want to keep the Dane show going. I want to answer these questions. Go ahead.
Yeah, please.
I want to say that I like the concept. But I've been in a lot of relationships. My past relationship, we waited 8 months. And when I went to my birthday trip, that's when we had intimacy. So I already had that working in my world beforehand. So yeah, I can see myself sleeping in the same bed. I do think that that is a very healthy boundary. I think that spending quality time and going on dates and going to church together and really building that foundation, and then this person knowing that he wants to marry you and things of that nature. And I understand a lot of guys. One of the guys that I was dating briefly, he was trying to tempt me, and that was one of his things, is like, well, you're at my house, and if you don't want to be doing this, then you shouldn't be in my house. And I'm like, I don't think that has a validity to it. Like, just because I'm at your home don't mean that we have to have intimacy. You're just using that because you don't, because you like me in that way. You know what I mean? But
okay,
hold on, I got you, Kadesia. We got you.
Oh, sorry.
No, you good?
Yep, you good. Hold tight, lady. Shout out to Slave of Christ again. Says appreciate the lady's stance on sex before marriage, but also, what's your thoughts on kissing and being more modest in how you dress to communicate marriage and not sensuality?
Right
now. Yeah. Don't worry. We're gonna come back to that one. Question for the chat poll: if sin, is it a sin if you don't use any materials to self-pleasure? No lustful thoughts. Asking for a friend. That's funny.
How you gonna get off if it ain't no lustful thoughts?
Lustful materials.
She had no lustful thoughts.
I think she just said no tools.
Is it a sin if you don't use any materials to self-pleasure? No lustful thoughts. Asking for a friend.
Interesting.
So no materials or lustful thoughts.
So we got to run. There's a couple posts got to run. Shout out to Virtuous Apologia. Says what's meant to be sacred shouldn't be perverted. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 17. And shout out to Joshua Lyons. A line of experience. That's why you've gone celibate. You've abused it and full of bad experiences. No man is waiting for that.
Hey, we're gonna have to get Joshua in this discussion. Hey, I really want to get a survey of our people here. That's a great question.
Okay.
Because we might have to pop one of them off next week. Because I'm already the discussion. Our show has absolutely been interrupted. We went straight dating discussion right now.
And please come into the back. We got 900 people in the chat. What's that poll you want me to drop before I close this thing out?
Should we launch dating discussions on Hardly in Love? Yes. Or no?
Yeah.
I think because I think the singles would actually appreciate engaging in that way as well. There's different ways we can engage as singles.
Some real singles right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, no. Let's bring the next brother up.
Yeah, we're gonna
bring him up. Sorry, I have to join on my phone really quick because the iPad is about to die.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, do your thing.
And honestly, we're just gonna make this real short. Just gonna ask him, hey, you absent or not?
And
you absent or not, dude? Because they ain't trying to.
Are you a sinner?
Crazy.
First of all, we got the super Christians on here because they said ain't no kissing, sleeping in beds. You better not look in the eyes too long.
Yeah,
Hey, listen. I get where everybody's stand though.
I'm asking it, and I'm just not doing that. Like we gonna have sleepovers. Like at some point we gonna.
Absolutely.
I
love it.
I want to go out of town. I want to go to the cabins. At some point, we going out the country. Like
absolutely.
It's like and I'm trying to see.
And we gonna always be in a different bed. Like
we
got this, baby. This is a 1-bedroom hotel. All right, we got 1 king bed.
Exactly.
We ain't about to do all that. I ain't paying for no damn 2 hotels.
But I understand. I understand though. I understand.
No, facts.
Because it's some guys out there that's they just really trying to find a way to get underneath and get in between the boundaries.
They plotting.
But I think it is good guys out there that's learning and growing. We got 50 dudes in the meeting once a month that's talking about some of the things that they're struggling with, and that being one.
1,000%.
Strongly desire to be abstinent and not dealing with women in that way. But sex and food is going to be some of our strongest desires here on this earth. It's going to be one of the 2 hardest things that we're going to be fighting while we're here. So any man that is showing discipline in that area of life, right,
is really incredible. If he has a track record of discipline in that area, that is immensely incredible. But I mean, I guess I ain't Christian enough, because I'm like, if a brother's at this point open to change and open to really growing his relationship, I thought that was a good brother. Because here's the thing with me, what I think of it a bit like. I think of it like, how we say a brother don't have to be rich. He just needs to be ambitious. Because if he's ambitious, he's gonna get there.
Yeah. I
think there's a truth with spiritual ambition as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a brother is like, yo, I'm sinning right now, but I want to grow my relationship with God. Like I want to. And he's showing me that he's day to day doing these different things. Like he can show me over a past few weeks that these are the things he's doing to get closer to God. That's what convicts your heart. It's the activities. It's the commitment to the activities. That's what does it. It's not you just telling me out your mouth that, I ain't having no sex, or I ain't doing this or that. No, it's you being committed, being ambitious.
You still got to have an investigative
with your relationship with God. And,
right.
and as you build in that's what over time, you start changing your behaviors over time. Even Rashad Vermey, the guy who had one of the craziest testimonies that we've ever had on Harlan Initiate about homosexuality. He said, you can't tell people, which I thought this was powerful.
Mm-hmm.
He said, the church be trying to tell people not to be gay. You can't tell people not to be gay. You got to get them close to Christ.
Yep.
That's what eventually removes that out of their heart.
Right.
And I think it's the same thing with sex. So if a brother tells me he's having sex right now, I don't think he's a bad brother. But if he tells me I ain't trying to grow in a relationship with God, that's different. So I think we actually looking at this the wrong way with how we gauge where our brothers are going to be, because we can't just be looking at brothers for where they are today. We're looking at 28-year-old men. These are young men.
That's what I'm saying.
These men are still grown. They're early in their walk.
Yep. They right at the transition where they got motion, and now they coming into a place really that 28 to like 32 is like they got some motion, they getting some money, they getting some some recognition, they getting some relationships, but that lustful energy is still very strong, but they also are realizing,
and it's always gonna be strong. But that's the thing.
They're realizing that now it's just time to take things a little bit more serious with the women. It's a transition. It's a transition.
No, it 100%. How's my sister Martina, by the way?
I'm in.
Martina, let's get
Martina,
it.
she's in here. Let's go ahead and bring. First of all, this brother here, he had a boy. I don't know. This is gonna be a strong brother back here. We bring it up. Hey, turn your camera on backstage, brother. We about to bring you on up here. Everybody, by the way, everybody backstage, turn your camera on. Okay, nobody else can see you but us. So turn your camera on. I got my brother Elijah coming up here. Bring Elijah up on the stage here. What's popping with you? Everybody give this brave brother a warm welcome. What's up with you, Elijah? How you feeling, man?
Feeling wonderful, bro. How about yourself?
Man, I'm feeling good. We've never had in our dating show history a conversation like that pop off, but it got pretty passionate. Okay. So while I get to know you, before I even get to know you,
right. We don't know nothing about you, but the answer to this question right here.
I just want to know your general thoughts about what you heard, because it's just disingenuous for me to just act like none of that just went down. What's your general thoughts to the conversation that we had?
I mean, I'm a follower of Christ, so at the end of the day, it is what it is. I would say I agree with the ladies, you know what I mean? I also agree with y'all, we know each other personally, but I think a lot of times men can be rushed in their consecration process. And women want this MOG, but sometimes you got to start at where you're at. But I'm personally happy, and I would agree with sort of both nuances of the spectrum here. So.
Understood.
All right, there we have it. Well, let's pull up this. First of all, he already qualified the
He
hardest
already
question.
qualified.
All right, so we done saved the best for last, ladies. All right, we brought them sinners up first. We got them sinners out the way. All right.
My God.
Hey, so check it out. Give me your IG, Tice.
Yeah, my IG is mostly for my business, but it's Coach_Tice.
Oh, he a coach too, ladies.
Coach_Tice. And Tice, let us know while we're pulling that up. Let us know your age.
I'm 29. I'm gonna be 30 in March.
29 and 30 in March. And
go.
how tall are you, Tice?
I'm 5'8". Last time I checked.
There you
Okay,
go.
okay.
Not 5'8.5". That half might matter, son.
It might be a half. You know what I mean? We'll see.
That matters with these ladies on here.
Understood. Tice.
Abstinent ain't enough.
Where right? First off, they better not give me none of that about no height after this.
Facts.
Right, because this is more important. Character is most important. So, Elijah, what where you located at?
So I'm a digital nomad, so I'm really located wherever I want to be. Right now, for the next couple of months, I'm down here in Medellin, Colombia.
Colombia. My man is traveling. So is that like a typical thing for you? Are you when you say wherever you want to be, is it typical out the country, or are you stateside mostly? What's the deal with that?
It just varies. I'm in the States a lot for business, and then typically I'll stay a couple months out of the country in South America. Typically, mostly in South America, is where I'll travel to.
Okay. Oh, that boy athletic. What? You see that?
I ain't even gonna lie. I'm in
First
shape.
off,
I can't do that. I can't do that.
I definitely can't do that because not because of the strength, because of the flexibility.
No, yeah.
And brothers can
Facts.
barely touch their toes standing
That's
up.
core too. That's core.
Yeah, that's
core
core
right there. My brother is in shape. shape.
That's excellent. And Tice, you got kids?
I do not have any kids now.
No kids. Okay. And I guess you said digital nomad, but can we get a little bit more about the occupation?
Yeah. So I'm a sales consultant, and I run a coaching company for online health and wellness business owners.
Understood. And when was your last relationship?
About almost a year and a half ago.
Okay, that was some time ago. What was the deal with that?
Honestly, bro, just different places in our walks with God. I think I used to be an anti-Christian. I used to rock the 19 Keys flag on my head and all of that. So
Wow.
I came into the Word of God sort of intellectually. And she had a little bit of a different encounter, and so I think that there was definitely a little bit of a fear around being equally yoked in the process. And ultimately, I wasn't about to be performative or rush my process in any way. And so, we just had to part our separate ways amicably. So,
bruh,
Well,
I
this man
did
can
not know you
skateboard?
skate, bruh. That's
What the-
crazy.
Tice, what the hell?
That's crazy.
This man is like an ultra. Like what else?
Wait,
can,
go
what
back.
else can you
Go
do,
back
bro?
to them dumbbells. Those are the heavy dumbbells. What's the
Which
weight of them dumbbells?
Which ones?
honest, man, stop playing with me.
Those hundreds?
Bro, pound for pound, this dude's super strong, bro. 200-pound dumbbells.
No, hold on.
Bro,
wait.
it's cast.
No. Let me pause. Them look like 45s.
Nah, them
look like
100s.
45s.
No.
Those are the 85.
They're 85. I seen a 5 in it.
No, Cat's not doing that in the gym. You see,
No.
he got a.
No,
weight
that's
dumbbell.
bro. First of all, that's heavy.
Yeah, for
Tice is a
dumbbells.
strong dude.
Yeah.
Ladies, just you're in good hands. You're in good hands.
Okay, give us some of your deal breakers, Tice.
Deal breakers. Well, I think deal breakers for me is, I like a woman that knows herself. I think a woman that is Christ-centered and not self-centered is one of the most important facets for me. Because I think ultimately at the end of the day, like if our values are not aligned and if we're building on the wrong type of foundation, it's kind of a waste of time. It kind of, do you building a relationship on sand? So that's really it for me. A woman that obviously, I'm a health and wellness professional. Before I run my coaching company, I was a trainer since I was 19 years old. So health is big for me. A woman that's into her health, take care of herself, and a woman that got a good heart, man. So my deal breakers is, I haven't thought about this question in a while. I guess for me, my deal breakers is if you're self-centered, if you don't believe Christ, and you're not really looking to build with anybody. I think those two would be my deal breakers.
And do you want kids and marriage in the future?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's easy.
There you have it.
Okay, I think we got enough.
We got enough.
Yeah.
Let's bring the ladies up. Bring the panel up right here. Bring the panel up right here. All right. So check it out. Let's start here with my ladies. I'm gonna start here. I guess we never started with Kadesia, so let's go ahead and switch it up a little bit. We're gonna start with Kadesia. Kadesia, is it interested or is it gonna be a pass?
I think he has some very interesting things that he is into. I like, his intellect. I like what he does. I am a person who loves to travel. I like to travel around, and I wouldn't call myself a nomad, but I used to want to travel like that. So I definitely think he has some interesting things about him. I would like to get to know more for sure.
She's interested.
Excellent.
There you have it. All right, so Kenya, let's go over to you. Is it interested or is it gonna be a pass?
I am gonna say interested. Yeah. So I was nice to hear that you're in Colombia. I actually just came from Medellin like 2 weeks ago. So that's pretty exciting that you are there, because I absolutely love my time in Colombia. But yeah, just overall, I definitely love the qualities. Interested.
All right, there you go. We 2 for 2 right now. Let me go to my last sister here. Martina, interested or pass?
Yes, I am actually interested. I did like what he said about the things that he looks for in a woman, a Christ-like woman, and also somebody with a good heart. I think that that's very important. I think that in our generation, being self-centered is very common. So I like what he said about his qualities that he's looking for. And yeah, I like that he's business-minded and he has his things aligned. So yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Clean sweep for my man right here.
Clean sweep. But now we got to see if he can reciprocate this level of interest. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start back from the top. So we're gonna actually go ahead and start with Kadesia here. So Tice, go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Tice, are you interested in Kadesia? Kadesia, my sister, top left.
I'm gonna pass on Kadesia. I think I really love her point of view. But I know she has a child. I don't have children. And that's just not a dynamic that I prefer. If the Holy Spirit convicts me of something else, then that's different. But I can't say I feel that right now. So I would say I'm gonna have to pass.
Okay.
All right. There you have it. My next sister here, Kenya. Tice, are we interested or is it gonna be a pass?
Kenya, how tall are you?
I'm a 5'9.5", 5'10".
5'9.5", 5'10". Okay. Yeah, I'm 5'8". I'm a short king. To some I'm kind of I prefer to date a woman shorter than me. Again, that's just a preference, but just pass.
Absolutely.
Okay. Short king passed himself. He said, I'm gonna just pass myself on this one. Is that what it was though? Is it just height, Tice? Is that it?
I mean, look, I got preferences. I got pretty strong preferences, and so like I don't really like to compromise on them unless I got something else pulling me in that direction. So
hey, look, I could tell she tried to get a little shorter for you. She said, I'm 5'9.5". She
ain't
want to hit you with the 5'10". She tried to bend the knees down a little bit.
No, that's ain't nothing wrong with flexing.
I really would have said pass, but I don't know. Y'all made me feel a little bad. But
no.
Don't be faking. Don't be faking. Okay, don't you be on here. Hit that lie detector test button.
But tell us, King, what is it? If it ain't that, tell us what it is.
It's not fake. I mean, okay, so I do have friends. They're like, Kenny, you don't want to like miss your like bypass somebody for that reason. But I mean, yeah. So.
I mean,
so you open to it or you not open to it? Which one? Because you was strong on this before.
No. He already passed me. So because he has a preference too. So I respect that. He wants someone shorter than him. So look.
I get it. Okay. So I'm gonna go to my last. I'm gonna go to my last sister here, Martina, Tice.
Hi.
We interested or is it gonna be a pass?
So I got a question for Martina.
Yes.
You know, I hear a lot of
now check this out, Tyson. I'm gonna give you one question because typically all questions are in the next round.
I mean, what he said, he's basically.
I'm gonna be brief and brilliant.
Okay.
Okay.
My question was the last brother they had on. Shout out to him, smooth brother. He said that he was open to being abstinent.
Yeah.
And you said that you know, you were open to somebody that is open to that process. Now, I think when we start to talk about the context of having a relationship with God, I think the compromises that we make have a lot to do with what our real relationship actually is. So my question for you is, based on where you're at, do you think that it would have been appropriate to be open to somebody that is not abstinent? Because I'm gonna be honest. I used to be the what do y'all call it? What do you guys call these guys that ain't really real? The counterfeit? Yeah, I was him before. You know what I'm saying? Smashing the dash of women that's trying to have a walk in their life, because I just didn't have my faith and my belief that strong yet. And so what I know from my own personal experience is if you shaky, somebody gonna be able to rock that foundation. And so my question for you is, why would you be open to somebody that's not in a similar position and walk with where you're at with your abstinence journey or your celibacy?
So to answer your question, if I'm being honest, I think that for me, I do like to give people grace, and I understand that it's a journey for each and every one of us. And I think that, like I said, the actions have to be aligned behind what, you know, the conversation we're talking about. So I think that for me, so I'm trying to think about this whole question and everything, but he just has to be on that journey. And I think he has to be actively working on it. I'm not saying he has to be perfect, but I would like somebody who is on the same path that I am on, because it's not easy at all. And I do want a man that we can both grow in the aspect of being celibate. So I don't know if I'm answering your question correctly, but overall, I do desire somebody who is on the same path. Now, God convicts everyone on different levels in different ways. So I can't be the one to say that, you know, oh, I don't know if you're really, you know what I mean? So I think that it looks different for everybody, but all in all, I do want somebody who is actively on that journey and trying to be on the journey of celibacy. So I don't know if that answers it, but yeah, those are my thoughts.
It wasn't perfect. That's cool. I just wanted to know, like, you know, what are your thoughts on, you know, making those potential types of compromises? But I appreciate that clarity.
There you have it. So, Tice, what is going to be? You interested to get to know a little more? If you are, I'm going to put you in a situation where you get to talk to her one-on-one for a little bit more to see if there's a little bit of chemistry, or are you going to pass?
Honestly, man, I'm a pass.
Okay. Give me some detail on that.
Again, I just have strong preferences, and it's very important for me. And I'm not one to judge that, or, you know, be with somebody and you know, sort of judge somebody for, you know, where they're at. I think there's multiple layers to it, though. You know, I think all you are beautiful young ladies, and I have certain preferences there too. And I feel an attraction to you, but I like to go after like what I'm really, really attracted to, and what I'm really, really feeling connected to. And I just don't feel that right now. So.
Well, there you have it.
Understood.
Well, thank you very much, man.
Wow.
Tice. I appreciate you for coming up here again. My big bad bold brother's coming up on here and chopping it up with us on Hardly in Love. Everybody show some love to Tice in the chat. Drop a heart for Tice in the chat. I much appreciate you, brother.
It was very close tonight. Very, very
close.
close.
We was very close, man. We was very close. No matches tonight, but sometimes, you know, that's the part of the dating process, y'all. You know, a part of the dating process is not always to, you know, find the right person, but, you know, having these discussions, having these discourses, you know, gets us a little bit closer.
Get
more
comfortable with
single time
with sharing what you want and you know, kind of where you are. I think that's very important too.
100%. Yeah, 100%, man. And we had some really great ladies tonight on the panel. I appreciate all of the incredible, beautiful ladies that came on here and represented tonight. If you guys are interested in joining the panel, I told y'all prior, We have the link in the description. We have a casting form. I need my brothers. Everybody share this to one brother. Share that casting form to one brother you know. Even if you don't sign up with it, share it to one brother, all right?
That's a fact.
We need the brothers to come up on here and have some conversations. What did they say about the discussion? I think we dropped that poll, right?
Well, I'm gonna close the poll, but shout out to Virtuous Apologia for continuing to show love. She says, just being in the home together, period, can be a problem. Proverbs 31, don't Netflix and chill. Understood. Listen, I'm looking for my P31 as well. So, you know, everybody need a P31.
She said, don't be in the home with the woman, right?
Right. Now, come on now. Now, you know.
There's some new sins dropping on Harley and Love tonight.
Shout out to Slave of Christ says, as Christians, we are to cry out to the Lord about our sin and struggle when we give into it. We are to cling to him, meaning acknowledging our sin and struggle, and to not justify it as sinful. To not justify it as not sinful. And shout out to Practitioner. Her, continue to show love, says, I asked for my friend y'all questions. The reason she gave stress relief, sleep, productivity, dopamine, she asked, what about it is sinful? That's funny.
There you go.
We got a young lady in the back. Hold on. Surprise guest real quick.
We got a young lady in the back. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, let's close out that poll real quick.
Yeah. Let me close out that poll. I'm trying to find this thing. I told y'all, listen, I'm going to count these dollars up, see where we at with these new laptops, because
we need these new laptops.
Tweaking. Should we launch dating discussions? 92% of people say yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I agree with that, because the ladies on the panel, man, they were very passionate about that particular discussion we had. So I'm sure some other things that they want to unfold on. And
sex is always a big one.
Sex is a big one, but I also think they did a terrific job giving detail into when we had brought up Jacob about Jacob's past relationship.
The best we've ever had, by the way, being honest about why they said no, I would say.
Absolutely. And they gave us some insight into how the woman might perceive how you detail what happened in your relationship. Mm-hmm. So I think that was very valid. The ladies really shared they piece tonight, so that was dope.
Wow.
Bring that young lady up.
We got somebody backstage. Let's see who coming backstage, by the way. Y'all know the link is always in the description. Moderators, drop them links for everybody if they don't know that you can come backstage. It looks like we got Shonda back here. What's up with you, Shonda?
Take her off mute real quick.
You got to get off mute, Shonda, so we can hear your voice. We can't hear you, Shonda.
Sorry about that.
You good, Shonda. Welcome, beautiful. How are you?
Thank you. I appreciate that compliment. And it's so funny. I've always wanted to be on the show, just not looking like this. But I was so driven to jump on tonight because of the young ladies. And if I can speak or share my piece, is that okay?
Well, after you let us know your relationship status and your age and your location.
Oh man, I wasn't on here for that. I wanted to come on after I was cute to say all that. But since I'm here, I am 51 years young.
Incredible.
Wow.
My 50. God.
Who said that? That's so funny.
That was Chris Rock who said that.
Okay, I'm 51 and I am single. And really, I know that this is spiritual, that I wanted to come on tonight because God knows me more than anyone. I really wanted to be on this show, but I wanted to be cute and I wanted to put my shot out there. But that's not why I'm on here tonight. If you guys just give me a couple of minutes to share my feedback on the part of the show that I've seen, is that okay?
Let's do it.
Okay. So the young ladies, that is incredible. That's very passionate. And I'm not here to cause any conflict or anything like that. And I'm not a pygmisha. But if I could just share, what would help those women, younger women that want to be married, if I could share some words of wisdom, since I have lived over almost, a half a decade, a little bit over a half a decade. Here's the thing. Yes, have your standards, right? Yes, it's admirable to have a man of God, right? But society lets us know that the men that most are looking for, they're not present, right? In the moment. So what do? I do believe that women are the most influential. Why do I say that? Because we were made of bone. Bone self-heals. We can look all throughout the Word of God Eve, she was able to make Adam forget what God said, right? He had a covenant with God. And Eve came in and said, take, eat. And he was like, God, forget you. That shows you how much power we have. We look at Samson, right? We look at David. David, a man after God's own heart. He just saw Bathsheba and said, forget God. I'm going to kill Uriah, your husband, and I want you for mine. So that gives us our credibility to say we are very, very, very influential. We are very powerful. We are just not the most important. What am I saying? We need a leader, we need a protector, we need a guide. And unfortunately or fortunately, sometimes they're not in position. And here's where I think that we will end up single if we don't become practical. What do we need to do? Not compromise, but like the brother that was up there that said he's open, to me, that was an opening for a woman to say, let me be the God in your life and influence you to God so you can be in position to lead me or whatever. But just to say, oh, you're not, I'm sorry, y'all, I got wheels on my chair. Just to say, you're not abstinent, you're not qualified. Why not a friend zone? Why does it have to be, soon as I meet you, you got to be my husband? Why can't it be, oh, I see potential in this brother. And because I will take him to the throne, because I am an influence, I will give him to God and God can do the rest. The Bible says that some water, some plant, but God give the increase. If all women in the world are just looking for this man that's already sold out under subjection unto God, he's probably married. So you might say, well, how do you know this? Because at 21, I was in ministry up until late 30s. I did not date. That's how unbalanced I was. Like, I'm just going to meet my husband. Where, Shonda? Where you go meet this man? So I cut myself off for a lot of things, and it's not regret. I learned, so I'm able to give this wisdom to young women. If you want to get married, start praying and asking God, how should you make yourself available to a man that has potential or a man that wants to do halfway right? And if a lot of married women tell you the truth, a lot of them, I'm not saying you should do this, they had sex before marriage. Tony Gaskin, one of my faves, him and his wife had sex before marriage. I'm not suggesting that you do that. Another thing I want to say, any woman that wants a husband, it's going to be a time that you feel like you are being disobedient to God because that man is going to become God in your life. We're not talking about idolatry, but we're saying you may not see the vision, but because you're believing the God in that man, you're going to follow him, not to sin, but it could be a business idea. It could be him saying, baby girl, I ain't there yet, but can you give me 6 months? Just talk to me on the phone. You don't have to date me. If you don't believe in that man at that time, small g God, then you'll go, oh, 6 months is too long. If you don't snap it together now, I gotta go. You'll miss your opportunity. It is our job as women to birth some men, not all the time, into the kingdom by how we live, our lifestyle, our conversation. And I've seen it time and time again with my own life. Okay, I'm done.
You cooking right now, but okay. So check it out. Here's what's about to happen. Because I want to see if this is gonna be the first episode that this ever happens. People be scared to come up here and date. I'm gonna see if people want to go ahead and have a discussion because it seems like it's happening tonight. Okay, so if you want to come back here and join this discussion here tonight, I think we're gonna go ahead and pop it off.
Yeah, because we got the fellas. We got any fellas in the back?
I want some brothers to come back here. Don't worry, y'all ain't got a date. Y'all ain't got a date.
Let's Flavor Price.
No, listen,
blast.
No, we have listen. Kenya, Kadesia, Martina, we absolutely gonna give y'all opportunity to speak on this. We just want to make sure we kind of transition and get everybody on stage at the same time.
Yes, all my moderators, please continue to drop the link to join and come up here because it seems like we are having a town hall meeting right now.
Bring everybody up.
All right. It's a town hall meeting because I do think this is an important conversation. We have a growing number of that we're seeing. And I talk about this with a lot of influential people, even in matchmaking, people that run churches. I mean, the growing number of single ladies is high. It's high, and we need families, we need marriages in our communities, so this is something that we do. It's a passionate discussion, because we got to figure out, how to make this happen. And I want everybody to come up here. let's go ahead and have a discussion on this. The link is pinned in the chat.
It's always going to be pinned to the chat,
us.
and I'm going to drop it in the chat again just in case.
Any brothers, by the way, if you no longer want to be, I'm going to assume if you're backstage at this point, you want to come up and be a part of the discussion.
You can be part of the discussion,
don't want to be a part of the discussion, you can just leave backstage. But I'm assuming everybody that is backstage, my men included, you want to be a part of this discussion. So, Lano, let's go ahead and pull everybody up. There we go. Oh, we looking all beautiful up there. I love that.
Yeah, and shout out to Slave of Christ, who has a strong opinion about this. And this is before we get to the ladies to chime in on this. Do not listen to this. You setting them up for failure. You as a Christian woman should not be participating in evangelism dating. Men disciple men, and women are not to disciple men. Interesting. So we're gonna give.
That's interesting because she was talking to the ladies though. I wonder why he said that. You know, I went to the bathroom. I probably missed some things.
Yeah. You missed a bit, but we're gonna have a discussion about it. But in the meantime, Kenya, go ahead and chime in on this.
Yes. Shonda, thank you so much for sharing and sharing your thoughts on this. So I do agree with slave for Christ, slave of Christ. I personally am not about to disciple a man into marriage for me. Like, I totally understand. Yes, we can be friends. We can get to know one another in the sense of friendship. But for me, like, at the end of the day, I trust God's plan for my life, and if there's a man of God for me, then that's who's going to be for me. But I am not about to like the standards of just men that I believe that God has set forth is that God is the head, then it's the man, and then it's the wife. I'm not about to be in the place to be leading this man to Christ. He needs to want that for himself. The church I go to, there are so many relationships that I can say have, okay, I don't want to exaggerate because it's not like I know everybody in the church, but the people that I know who are married, yes, some have, you know, definitely compromised in the beginning, but there are also some who there are men who actually took the lead in abstaining and waiting until marriage. So I know it's possible. I don't feel like I'm gonna miss out on my husband because I have the standard that I have. Because at the end of the day, I said that first I'm honoring God with my body. This is my temple that I'm honoring God with. And if a man is not in a position to do that, then he's just not my man. He's not my husband. But I'm not about to disciple a man to be my husband. That's something I'm just not willing to do.
Discipleship is not female or male. And I don't really think I was saying discipleship. And that message just wasn't for you, Kenya. That's all. That's all that means. Yeah. That just means like, hey, that ain't for me. But it was for someone because everyone does not have a tailor-made situation. And that's why I wanted to come up. Because I wanted to give people the opportunity to understand that sometimes you might meet a good man that, like the brother that was just on here, he said he was open. That's a way in. Maybe the young lady won't be his wife, but a woman that heard what I heard, he's open. Be a witness to me. Have a standard in front of me. You might turn this man around. And I'm not talking about discipleship because I don't know about you sisters, but I've ministered to a lot of men that got saved. And vice versa. I know brothers. So discipleship is kind of, I don't know. That's interchangeable, but I'm only talking about in a dating arena. Some women, I want them to know you may meet a man that you intrigue, and that brother may come to church. Yes, you're going to have your standards. No, you're not going to Netflix and chill. But to cut a man off by his ankles because he doesn't fit this tailor-made vision that you have, yes, some can possibly miss an opportunity with that person. That's all I'm saying.
And real quick,
can I say one more thing?
Well, we want to get some context from you. So, okay. Your relationship status, I know, is currently single. Have you ever been married at any point?
Yes.
Okay. And how long were you married?
Oh God. Do we have to do that right now? That's a tricky situation because it's gonna make me seem not credible because, you know, everybody.
No, listen, that's important. Listen, people gonna make judgments, you know, based on the few things that they hear about you. But I think this is important. I think it does give us context to what you're sharing. In terms of how people think, you know, the credibility factor, that's just their personal decision and opinion on that. But let us know, how long were you married?
Okay, Ryan, right?
You got it.
if you give me permission, can I come back on another day and discuss that? Because that's a whole nother situation. It's going to open.
Now this thing, this is why I say this, because
brilliant.
it's only fair because every single person that came on tonight has shared what about their past relationship.
All right, so I'm gonna say this. Let's just say that I was hoodwinked, led astray, run amok. I was gaslit. I was all the things. I got to tell you this context. Someone presented everything that I thought was the right thing. Where I dropped the ball and I can own it today. The Bible says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So I was in my late 40s. I met someone. They swept me totally off my feet, dropped 50 grand for a wedding, 3-carat ring, all the things that's why I can talk the way I talk, because it's just deeper than the exterior. It's deeper than, do they pray? Do they do this? It's deeper. But anyway, we had to turn our situation around in 18 days after marriage. Just want to put it out there like that.
Wow. Wow. Understood.
I know, right? And that's a whole nother story. That's why I said that's a whole nother story for another day, but I'm still credible because majority of my life was so absolute, and everyone that knows me knows that, like, this girl followed the book by book. She didn't date. She didn't do this, that, and the other. But what I learned from that, you just have to be practical. You don't have to speak down.
Wait, hold tight, because you've been sharing. We got 8 people up here. We got to give somebody else an opportunity.
Tell me when to be quiet.
Yeah. Now what I want to do is I want to continue to get because you addressed the ladies that we had on the panel. So I want to get Martina and Kadesia an opportunity to respond. But before we do that, we just had Awa and Olivia join us, who also have introduced themselves to the platform as some of our available and eligible singles. So Awa, we're going to start with you. What is your take on this?
And by the way, when more people involved, guys, let's be brief and brilliant. I'm gonna literally start dropping a timer on as people
drop
speak,
it for 30 seconds.
just so we can go ahead and be brief about this. But go ahead.
I agree with the ladies as well. I feel like we have a purpose, and we are like have boundaries for ourselves, and we are like able to like wait until marriage to do that. And I feel like we are more confident in who we are, and we're able to have boundaries for ourselves to make more available to like other people, and we are able to like make sure that we are aligned with God, because like he's our father in us. Yeah,
makes sense. Let's go ahead and go to Olivia. Olivia, what you got on this?
Hey, I think you guys can hear me, correct?
We sure can.
Okay, great. I feel the crux of this issue is the idea of marriage, and that it's some sort of ultimate end goal. It justifies every last thing. And at the end of the day, some of us will not get married, and that's okay. The goal of our lives is to glorify God. Full stop. You might do that through a marriage. You might do that through singleness. People's motherhood does not necessarily look like children. So you got to kind of release that concept, because then you're going to go down these roads where you accept a lot of foolishness just to say that you're married.
Just to be married, yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to get Jacob's real quick, and then we're going to go to the ladies, Kadesia and Martina, to respond. Jacob, chime in on this.
I think Jacob having
Been brilliant.
Jacob, your Wi-Fi cutting out a little bit. I see a little lag, but go ahead, brother.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
Like lukewarm from the whole mission. And obviously,
no. Hold on.
You gotta get your Wi-Fi right.
You gotta get your Wi-Fi right, brother. Go ahead, get your Wi-Fi right, and then come back to us. We're gonna come right back to you. Let's go to the sisters.
It's free. It's locking out. Martina and Kadesia, did either of you two have some feedback for the feedback that y'all got?
Honestly, I don't. I feel like I don't know the young lady's name that has the locks, but I fully agree with her. Like, some people are going to be single, and some people are going to be married. And so when you know that you want to be married and you get that conviction that God has a husband for you, then I think you should follow down that path. Again, I've been in my life experiencing that my entire life. So it's like when you make that decision to not have intimacy and to wait until marriage, it's a very specific thing that you're doing. It's a commitment that you're making because you know God has something more for you. So, yes, you had things in the past, but I'm reborn. I want something that's honoring God now, for sure.
Okay, and Martina, what you got?
I don't think I really have any feedback to add right now. I'm more so just like receiving, just listening and hearing out what everybody has to say right now. So yeah.
Honestly, I love that answer.
That makes a lot of
Because
sense.
sometimes people just be trying to say something they ain't got no business saying.
Yeah. I have to, yeah.
I mean, it's a lot. See, and give me your the young lady in the all black. Give us your name again. Tonda.
Or Miss Jones. I go by Miss Jones. I see my name. My whole name is up there. I didn't know that was going to be like that.
It's all good, Miss Jones. And Miss Jones, you said 51. So the thing is, because I understand we got some chats we got some super chats in here. For example, shout out to Fatima says, if you haven't been successful in marriage, what makes you qualified to give advice? Respectfully, you are in the same boat as a single woman. The advice is based on worldly dating scarcity mindset. So, but the thing is, I'm like, this woman is 51 years old. She's 51. She's seen men, I'm sure, since you've been eligible to date. You've seen them come in and out your life. I'm sure it's some that you probably threw to the wayside that you saw end up developing into, quite some great men. I'm sure you saw some that was probably in betweeners like Kelvin, and you kind of saw what happened with them. Just like you seen the opposite with the marriage that only went 18 days. So I think just living life, I don't think it makes you an expert, but I do think it qualifies you to give some perspective. Experience is important. So go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off. My bad.
No. So that was just my comment on it, and I want to go ahead and read a couple super chats, and we'll open it back up. But shout out to Joshua Lyon says, "Slave of Christ, are you a virgin? Do you have kids? Look at the plank in your own eye and focus on your own sins." Wow, the chat is getting at each other.
They going at each other now. The chat going at each other.
Shout out to Slave of Christ says, "My advice is that women should involve a trusted male figure, role model to help them identifying a husband." I do agree with that. Shout out to Ian Simmons says, "Sweetheart, y'all aren't that special. Again, stop hiding behind the Bible." And shout out to
he needs some milk.
And shout out to Ian Simmons again. He doubles down on it. Says, "Stop hiding behind the Bible." Ian, I would love to get your perspective on this, because I do want to get some clarity on what you mean by hiding behind the Bible. I think that's very interesting.
I'm very curious about that. Yeah, very curious.
Please elaborate.
Right. Go ahead, Ty.
No, I mean, at this,
that's right, girl.
Wait.
Period.
I missed it. I missed what happened.
Yeah.
By the way, listen, a whole discussion here has just straight popped off on Harley and Love. So if you want to go ahead and come backstage, we have been, I'm sorry, y'all. We have been inspired by all the activities of tonight to get into this conversation where we brought up the singles, and we are addressing the concept of sex before marriage, and I would say how you go about evaluating whether or not a man is qualified spiritually.
Specifically when it comes to sex. So let's go through the lineup here, because it seems like mostly people are abstinent, but let's ask. So we'll start with our how long have you been abstinent? And during that period, have you had any slip-ups?
I want to let you guys know that I feel like I'm a virgin.
Oh,
hold on,
I
wait.
think we knew that. We
you
knew
said,
that, right?
Wait, you said you feel like you a virgin, or you a virgin?
I think I'm virgin though.
Wait, you said you think you a virgin?
No. I'm sorry.
Determined that was a lie.
Which one is it? Are you a virgin or are you not? Which one?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Wait. So why was you so unsure about that?
Because I was a little nervous though at the same time. I was like,
Okay. So you've never had any sexual activities done in your life?
No.
Wow.
Okay. I don't know how we knew that. I think we talk about that on another show?
I'm not sure about that.
I think maybe when Shakia came on, I think we talked about that.
Could be.
But anyway, Kenya, the question is for you now. How long have you been abstinent, and were there any slip-ups in between?
Yes. So I have been abstinent since 2017. I had a slip up in October of 2023. Yeah, 2023. So it's been a year of me getting back on my abstinence journey. And so also too, when I am expressing what I'm saying, it is not to say that I am perfect whatsoever. I'm still a human. I have a flesh, but I also am convicted and I am repentant. So, yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, that's a streak since 2017. That's some time.
No, that is.
Yeah.
That is.
Good. Kudos to you. Martina, same question.
Hi. So it's been 5 months for me personally, and I did have a slip up. I was dating a man, and he wasn't on the same path journey that I was on. And so when we say slip up, nothing like fully happened, but it did kind of lead to that point, and I basically just cut it off because I knew that it just wasn't worth it for me. And so I think that is where conviction comes in. Like, I know this is not, it's not worth it. So, I did have a slip up, and I can completely be honest about it because it is a part of the journey. And I think that the most important part is embracing like where we mess up because we're not perfect, So I think that it has been a tough journey for me. It has only been 5 months, but it hasn't been easy. So I'm learning. I'm 24. I'm learning, and I'm perfecting and just going to God every time I do have any slip ups in any aspect in life. So yeah.
Understood. And so I just want to confirm, you actually ended the relationship with the guy after that.
Right after, no, the relationship didn't end, but I cut off like I told him where I stood as far as like my journey. He knew that, but I didn't cut it off like in that night. It did go on for, like 2 more weeks, I think 2-3 more weeks. But yeah, eventually it ended. So yeah.
Understood.
There you have it.
Kadesia, you already know. You up next.
So I've been abstinent since the last relationship, which was in like 2022. Around that frame, I can't remember when it ended, if I'm gonna be honest. But yes, that's the reason why I went to Christ, because I had some spiritual warfare going on, and he had a lot of spirits that he was battling with and drinking, and he was a whole other person. So that's what made me I took it very serious after that, because I saw that my life had went down after being intimate with this person who was dealing with so many demons. And so that's what led me to go to Christ. And so yeah, it's been what is that, 3 years? Going on 3 years or so. And I wouldn't say I had a slip up. I mean, I went, like I told you prior and earlier in the conversation, I went over to a guy's house and we were dating briefly. But he was like in my ear trying to really kind of provoke that in me. And I just wasn't, I was like just sitting there like uncomfortable, but I wasn't interested in that. And then we just kind of ended it off, you know what I mean? And I stopped talking to him because he was kind of like trying to force it, you know what I mean? It made me very uncomfortable. So
got it. So pretty much he was trying to push up on you. He was really putting the press on you to have sex.
He was really, it was manipulative, and it was like I was going through a battle within my mind, and I just kind of sat there in that, and and I just couldn't do it. And I was just like, I can't. Like after that, I didn't want to talk to him anymore because he was trying to rush my decision as if he could do that. You know what I mean? If I say I'm not comfortable, then you shouldn't be trying to like push it. You know what I mean? So
interesting. Let's go to my brother Tice down there.
Yeah, what was the original question?
Man, because I know you say you were abstinent, brother. How long you been abstinent, Tice?
Right now I've been abstinent. Last time we spoke about this, probably since I want to say July, August of last year. So I've been in a practice for over a year now, but that was pretty much my last, what we call a crash out. But yeah.
And you've been solid ever since? Have you ever had any slip ups in between?
Nah, man, I think that like I don't look at slip ups like, oh man, I'm in shame. I think your slip ups teach you a lot about where you're at in your relationship with God.
Right.
Because we can slip into this kind of like shame complex, and we start operating out of shame, and it just pulls us back activity. So for me, like a slip up, Preston Perry said something really good. This is for all the brothers that's watching, especially if y'all are struggling with lust. If if you ask yourself anytime you slip up, what was I actually searching for internally behind that slip up? How to bring something substance to God. And then once you start to actually really pray on that, you really start to feel a conviction out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm no, but I've been pretty much rock solid since then.
I got it. I got it. We actually got somebody else new coming up on here real quick. Shout out to, and by the way, guys, don't be offended. We can only pull up 8 cameras here. This is something that we actually working with right now.
Right.
We got a new brother on here. What's your name here, brother? You got to unmute yourself, brother. We got to hear you. You got to unmute yourself real quick.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you well, brother. What's your name?
Okay. Nolan. Yeah.
Wait, are you Nolan?
You the Nolan for the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, see, Nolan said he ain't gonna come up here and date, but he'll come up here and discuss.
No. I mean, but are you single, Nolan?
Yeah, I'm single.
Well, he's available. I mean, you single. You gotta be single coming up here.
Facts. And by the way, what's your age and location?
Right now I'm in Georgia. I'm 34 years old.
Okay.
You got it. You got kids, Nolan?
Yeah, I got a son, 11 years old.
Okay. And how tall are you?
6'1".
Wow.
Okay. There you go. So, but what's your stance on abstinence, by the way, Nolan?
Well, when I was with my son's mom, she was the only relationship that I've ever, had. And I was a virgin prior to meeting her, and so was she. So she's the only one that I've been with. And when she broke up with me in 2020, I just made a switch. Like I changed. I tried to go back to therapy. I did that for a while, but I was doing it for the wrong reasons. Then after a few months, I started, trying to do it to better myself, go back my relationship with God. And I've been abstinent since 2020. So I'd say that's almost 5 years.
And I just want to confirm, to this day, she's your baby mother she's been the only woman you've been with.
Yeah.
Understood.
So I want to know here for the fellas on the chat, because we kind of spoke to the ladies about. Hey, you all right back there, Martina?
Sorry,
okay.
I'm not at home. The light keeps going off.
No.
Okay, good. Okay, we just be trying to make sure you're safe. Okay, we just want to make sure you're safe.
Thank you. I'm good.
Other than, I want to talk to the brothers here. Brothers, is it important? Because I see what a lady stand. Is it also equally as important that when you meet a woman, she is not having sex and absolutely not open to having sex at the point of you meeting her in the relationship? Is that also, Nolan, you just got up here, is that important to you in taking her seriously as a wife?
I would say yes, because it shows a level of discipline, and you respect your body. Your body's a living sacrifice for God. I really had to come to grips with that, because I know some of the comments I've made in the chat, like, it seems like judgy, but like when I think back towards my past, like, just because I've been with one person doesn't mean like I'm good. I'm better than someone that's been with multiple people. I was intimate with her several times, like probably hundreds of times. And God sees sin the same way. So, but after she, broke up with me, like, made the changes for myself to heal myself, and I'm still on that healing journey. It's ongoing. So yeah, that's pretty important, for potential, mate. Like, I want to see that level of discipline. Like, is your heart after God?
Got you.
And are you willing to put aside your fleshly desires to, further his kingdom?
No, I got you, Nolan.
Yep.
So which one to hear for Jacob?
Miss Young, is Miss Jones?
Yes,
Ms.
or
Jones.
Shonda.
Okay,
You gonna
no.
make me whatever. Yeah,
No,
I did
no.
want to say.
I'm gonna just stick with Ms. Jones. So, Ms. Jones, are you abstinent?
Yeah. Absolutely. And the last person I was with, unfortunately or fortunately, was the guy I went down the aisle with, and that was almost 5 years ago. And before then, it was decades. You know, some say, and I didn't get on here to tell my testimony, but some say that it was just the enemy trying to annihilate me because I do have a great testimonial beside that situation. And sometimes by choice, things happen in your life to try to discredit the thing that you stood on. Because I stood on business for decades, okay? At 21 something years old, I'm like, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. So anyway, I said all that to say, I want to bring clarification. When a woman wants to get married, the thing I was saying is to open up not when you know you're struggling with your flesh, because what it sounds like that sometimes people are not solid and walking straight or having their flesh under subjection just yet. Those people I'm not talking to, because you have to get that in order first. So if you're already struggling with your flesh, I would not suggest any woman to try to get that under subjection first. But I mean, if you've been
Understood.
slow down.
Hold on, you gotta say. Listen, you gotta stay in that time. You gotta stay in that time.
You got it. Yeah. So I would say after 2 years of
Wait, hold tight. Wait, hold tight. You no. You have to stay in the time that we allot you to speak. That's what I'm saying. So no, so you good, Ms. Jones. We'll come back to you, but Olivia, and I don't want to put words in your mouth because I don't think you shared this. But are you abstinent? And if so, how long have you been abstinent? And have you had any slip ups?
Yes, I have been abstinent my entire life. Before I go further concerning slip ups, two things. One, this is clearly an important conversation given by the response and the pull to the desire to have these conversations. We also need to understand we're kind of jumping to very intimate things. We're talking about our bodies. And I think our culture is so sexualized. We just kind of terms like body count and da da da. It's just like quick. But we're not getting, as Elijah said, to the thing underneath why we desire the sex. Okay. And so far as slip up, you don't need to ask that question because everyone has had that. I have not ever had intercourse with a man or anything adjacent or remotely like that with a guy. However, the standard Jesus sets is if you look at someone and lust after them, you have committed adultery. Yes. Everybody in this chat, I don't care who you are, you fall into that category. So I think we need to stop being so obsessed with the bodily activity happening and what's going on underneath. And to the point that Miss Jones is talking about, I also get what you're saying with graciousness. However, as people have said in the chat, if you're looking for a man to be married to him, he needs to be following Christ. You submit to him because he is a servant of Christ and he is loving to Christ and thusly loving to you. And to me, a huge fruit of that, a fruit of the spirit, is self-control. If you're out here laying around and playing around all day and all night, that clearly does not fall into that category. Now, there's a difference between a guy who's only had sex in relationships or is trying to, okay, I get that. But because we don't talk about sex in our bodies enough, we can't understand and define all of these boundaries. So everybody slipped up. Jesus' standard is perfection. Being abstinent does not make you a great Christian. It just makes you abstinent.
Great take.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never heard that one before.
Great
Being
take.
abstinent does not make you a great Christian.
And the fact that you're right, everybody has slip ups. So that's actually a question that we don't even have to ask. Jacob.
Can I jump in, Coach?
What, not yet. but every time you ask, we just gonna further delay you jumping in. So Jacob, go ahead and let us know what's going on with you, man. How long are you abstinent, and if so, how long?
Yeah, you guys can hear me better now?
You A1.
Awesome. I've been abstinent a little over a year now. I have had a slip up, and being transparent to kind of the underlying thing. It was more of like a need of, wanting to be close to somebody, having a deeper relationship. But after that, immediately felt convicted and actually got baptized in December, submitted my full life to Christ. And I'm on a new walk now and have set boundaries and, no sleepovers for sure in the future.
Understood. Well, I'm gonna share, because I think it's important for us to share too. So, I can't even remember when we did our challenge. We did like an abstinence challenge in our small men's group that we have every Sunday.
Yeah.
And I think this was like maybe a few months before June or a few months before July. Is that accurate? It's like April. Elijah, when did we start that challenge that we did?
I want to say it was like
I think it was June. I think it was June. It was June.
So it's been like 8 months.
Yeah.
So I've been abstinent for 8 months. Now I have absolutely had sex in between that 8 months a few times because I made a mistake. And then the thing is, once you pop, the fun don't stop. So once you start back, it's very difficult to slow down. And but I'll still say I was abstinent because I experienced all of the things. Like I knew, I could go back and think about the things that kind of led me up into it. Mm-hmm. Because once a woman is butt naked and the passion is going, it's gonna happen, right? It's not. I'm not gonna say no at that point. But I think it's right.
Get descriptive with the butt naked boy.
Well, I mean that's just kind of what it is. So, but it's things that I learned. It's like, okay, well, if I am gonna have sleepovers, we got to sleep on with clothes, right? I realized that I can't go out and drink, so I had to stop drinking. Smoking was also a big aspect of that, so I came around to not having sex to not smoking. So it's these different things that I learned along the way. So although I did make mistakes, I still consider myself abstinent. And my thing is, it takes some time to really come to that point, especially when you've been conditioned for sex like I was. Like literally, it was a point in my life where the goal was sex. Like lust, it was no such thing as temptation. It was nothing in between. The goal was to have sex with as many women as possible. Yeah. And that was masculine. Like that was, I think in college it was like
lifestyle.
Just a lifestyle.
It's almost connected to your values.
It is connected to your values very much. But the thing is, when you do get introduced to Christ and you kind of brought down to your knees and you now have to consider what sex actually does for you, I have, even to this day, even with the mistakes I made, it's no benefit. I have experienced absolutely no benefit from having sex. It don't matter who it was. It don't matter how long it was, when it was. There's absolutely no benefit. The only thing that it has brought me was issues, and even issues with the young lady I date, because at some point I had to slow down. I went from having indiscriminate sex to having sex with only a certain type of woman, to having sex with only a few women, to having sex with 2 women, to having sex with 1, to now, wanting to desire a relationship and trying to stay away from sex as much as possible. But the reason I say that is because I do think it's important it's so many things outside of sex that people have issues with. So I do think it's important if a man is saying that he's open to change and he's open to getting closer to Jesus and he's open to being in a position to be abstinent, I do think that's worthy of investigation. And I think it's important for people to think that once you start talking to somebody, you got to take it to the finish line. Like, I think it's going to be plenty of men that come in and out of women's lives and plenty of women that come in and out of men's lives that sometimes you do have to do a further investigation so you can keep your eye on them in the future. Yeah. Right? The young lady I actually am dating right now, I met her when she was 22. She's 25 now. Right? When I met her at 22 and we went out on a couple of dates, I'm like, yo, this chick is really dope. But she was a little bit too young at the time and I was a little bit too immature. Right? So I told her that. And I was very serious. And every now and then, you kind of check in. I would kind of do other things, date other women in between. And then we came in contact again. And I was in a position to where I had went on a year abstinence stint. I was now open to a long-term relationship. And I was at a place where I was really wanting to not have sex. And, fortunately, and I'm not saying this young lady is going to be wedding bells, nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, because I gave it an opportunity to get to know and I was expressing exactly where I was, now I consider myself being in a healthy relationship where I'm evaluating and dating a young lady. So I think, when you make snap judgments when it comes to, these certain values and have these really, really strict restrictions, I do think that, incredibly limits the opportunity that you have. And I think it's just realistically, it's very different being my age, 36, growing in reputation, in status, in the amount of people that I have in my mentor lineage. Like, you can call my references. Like, it's people's that lives of changing, young men's and young women's lives that have changing from my track record. But the reason I say that is that's very different. I have almost unlimited options with women. This is just statistically how it is. So I think as a woman playing the game smart, I think it is sometimes you do have to do investigation. But if you're not, if you're not in a place of self-control and you can't bring certain energies in your life, I totally understand that. But if you're a good woman and you got your head on your shoulders and you have been abstinent and the man is saying he's open to it, I do think it's okay to try to see if this person is really moving in that direction. And you can still say that you at no point have to have sex. Like, nobody forces you to do anything. But if a man is showing that, he's showing improve, and he's saying that, hey, I'm willing to work on this, and he's not trying you consistently, and he's actually, sex is becoming not less important to him, but being abstinent becoming more and more important to him, that might be a guy that could be your guy in the future.
And I think one of the biggest keys, though, is still his relationship with God, because
right,
if he's not trying to get anywhere in the realm of God, I remember even when I was on my savagery, I was, practicing no sex. I was kind of like doing these little sexual fasts and doing semen retention, but it was really just so I can prove that I was disciplined, so I can perform better for myself and I can get more money to eventually even get more sex.
Right.
So essentially, even the reasons behind me not having sex at that point was still self-motivated, ultimately to get more money, power, and self-discipline to get more sex. So you really even, again, I think when you look at his trajectory with his relationship with God and where that is going, that's going to really tell you more about the why behind what a lot of these things are happening and what's happening. Myself, I was abstinent as well. Actually, my abstinence started back in April, and not even because I wanted to, was because my lady actually brought it to me, and she said, I don't want to have sex no more. And I was like, yeah, okay, we'll see. Because we already was in a relationship and having sex prior. And I remember, and by the way, plot twist, yeah, Tice, he's in our Bible study. Fellas ain't applying. We bringing our own men of God up on here, our own MOGs.
I mean, he a true MOG, so,
I brought him. I actually remember I had this conversation with Tice. This was actually before we went on the our fast as a group. I remember telling him that, yeah, my lady, yeah, this is what she on right now. And Tice told me what his mentor told him. And he said, you can't actually, your mentor told you this. I don't know if you remember this, Tice, but your mentor actually told you this because your lady pulled this on you as well. And he told you that you have to make this decision for yourself, because what's going to end up happening is if you don't make this decision for yourself, you're either going to fall into porn addiction or you're going to turn into a bigger slut than you've ever been and just end up cheating on this woman if you don't make this decision to be abstinent for yourself. And I could see that to be true because I could see how that was shaping my heart as the desire just kept building up and building up and building up. And it wasn't until about that month later, April, May, June, it's about 2 months later, till we made that decision as a group to actually be abstinent, that I said, okay, we're going to go ahead and rock this thing out. And we definitely had a slip up in between then and now, not this year in 2025 or even later on in the year, but we had a slip up prior in the year. But I definitely consider, myself to be abstinent even still. Mainly because it's like once you say you're gonna do something, like for example, I consider myself somebody who goes to the gym,
right?
Because if I don't go to the gym, I'm pissed about not going to the gym,
right?
That's like, it's a part of my value system. This is a part of what I do. This is not something I don't do. My whole life is built around it. My routines is built around it. I got clothes just for it. I got plans built around it. And if I don't do what I know I'm supposed to do, I feel deep disappointment. I feel deep shame. I'm upset with myself. I'm dissatisfied with myself. I'm figuring out what I got to do to make sure it never happens again. And I think that's really where you know that you at a certain place or stage in your life.
Yeah.
When all of those things start to happen around you making these certain actions. So I think all of that kind of goes, into it. When you start to really think about where you are at certain points and parts in your walk.
It's tricky, man. It's tricky.
It is.
Go ahead, Elijah.
I think this is an important topic. I coached men for like half a decade. And we've had many conversations about the way that men surrender their life to God, and it oftentimes look very, very different than what women do. I see a lot in the chat. You know, you gotta love God more than you love the sin. Look, I loved my parents, and I was engaged in all different types of debauchery, my teenage and early 20s. And so I think that what we have to learn how to do is kind of meet people where they're at, because at the spiritual level, that is the truth, right? But they say you will know them by their fruit, and your fruit of your belief in God is determined by how you move every single day. And for some men, like when you're early on in your consecration process, you just got to have a way that men are more left-brained than women. You just got to have a way that makes sense. Like I decided to be abstinent because I said, damn, I'm not working my whole life to have everything destroyed because I'm going to marry the wrong woman, because I'm going to be so caught up in lust that I don't have discernment to qualify her and make the right decisions. Very practical decision, right? So at the end of the day, that's where I started. And then you get some accountability. You find a Bible study group, you get some brothers. Then I start to realize, damn, you know what? I kind of don't want to be smashing, because I don't want this woman crashing out and having to deal with the trauma of me coming in and out of her life. So now the consecration, it uplifts. And then you start feeling like, man, like I really do feel bad after I do this. And so we have to recognize that it's the Holy Spirit's job to consecrate a man, not your own judgment or condemnation. And I do believe in accountability, but I think that it's just not a balanced perspective that allows a lot of men who are lacking in this area to get practical context of why this is important. As a coach, I teach principles. And when I teach people things, you have to know the reason why before you decide to start triggering with the hows. Because just like Ryan and Ty, like I used to be on semen retention. It makes me stronger in the gym and more disciplined. I can make more money just so I can go, get more women. It was very self-driven. But this consecration process, it's different for everybody. Some people, you might have an encounter with God and that's all you need to know. And some people, it's not like that. And so I think that we need to be able to have more contextual conversations, because I'm gonna be honest, before I was a follower of Christ, people coming at me, I'm like, yo, I ain't hearing that. Like we are sinful. We are full of pride. We are full of our own thoughts and our own self-reliance. And so I think that when we start to have these conversations around, because I don't believe, I have a little sister. I don't believe in her believing in a man that has potential, because I know where I was at when I had a little bit of potential, and I still might pull her out the wrong direction if we're not equally yoked. But I also understand that like a lot of these men are not in this position because they're not getting properly discipled. We want to judge, we want to cast down. There was no way you was about to tell me when I first opened the Bible that you need to stop sinning because you need to love God more than to sin. I'm still trying to build a relationship with God. And so I think we need to really, really have more contextual conversations instead of passing our judgments into other people's consecration process, because that's the Holy Spirit's job. And I think that sometimes as followers of Christ, we just completely forget that. And it leads a lot of people away into shame. And now you got all these women out here that really do want to follow Christ, want to keep God at their heart. But there's like the level of men that I know that just are absolutely not concerned with sin is unimaginable. That's why I got the Bible study. That's why I got brothers. But it takes time to be able to build that community, want to have that level of accountability. So at the end of the day, it's our job as a body to be able to have context in these conversations. Because when I'm talking to my little brother, he might not understand this stuff. And I'm gonna just say, bro, you're gonna be very successful if you put your eyes on what you want to do and not on grabbing them cheeks while you're in college. And that might just make sense to him. And I'm gonna still talk to him about the Bible, but that's what makes sense for him right there, because that's what's on his mind. And I'm gonna let the Holy Spirit do the rest. And so I think that we need to be able to have a lot more conversations about this, but I'm gonna cut it at that.
Excellent.
There you
excellent.
have it.
Yeah, let me read some of this super chat. So like we got some people that got something to say. Shout out to Mark Barton. Says, if you have faith that God can use you to change a man, then you should have faith and know that God will provide that God-fearing man who is equally yoked. Don't settle, ladies. Shout out to Joshua Lyon. Says, see, it's more about trauma than Christ. I knew it. If you truly have a bond and attraction with the person you're in a relationship with, it happens. I think that was a response to one of the things that the ladies on the panel stated. Shout out to Gina. Says, I agree. You shouldn't been on waiting till for hold on. Shout out to Gina, says, I agree you shouldn't bend on waiting to marriage for sex, but do you think you are too strict about things like instant sparks or other purposes that's making you miss potential connections? Shout out to Slave of Christ, says, Nolan, to answer your question, I'm not a virgin and I don't have kids. Also, is your child mother a Christian? If she is, do you desire to reconcile the relationship? That's a very good question for Nolan, because it sounds like there was some opportunity there. Shout out to Slave of Christ. Ryan, you have to stop those sleepovers. That does not help unless y'all in the jungles of Peru lead her properly and do not mislead her, as difficult as it may be. You know what? The sleepovers are tough. They're not really, it's not the sleepovers though. It's not the person next to you. It's the emotional things that are going on. You know, family is very stressful for me, for example. One of the mistakes I made was during the holidays. Family is very stressful. I go to the holiday, I'm the only man. They got all the questions, all the problems, all the trauma, all these toxic relationships between all these women because they don't have a man. None of them have a man. They fathers is not around. So I can only get about 25% of what's going on, because obviously they respect me for, and I have credibility with my family, but I'm not they man. So I can't be like, hey, no, you shut up and you do this, right? Because that's what somebody needs to tell them with these toxic relationships intergenerationally between these women. But it's very, very stressful. So it wasn't the sleepover. It was the fact that I was so stressed from having to juggle all of these issues alone, right, that it put me in a position to where I'm looking for this level of escapism. And unfortunately, sex at that time happened to be it. So the sleepovers, yes, I get it. But when you look at why you make mistakes when it comes to sex, it's so emotionally driven. It's incredible. And when you can really focus on, the things that keep you emotionally stable, because I had to look at what was happening in my life. I was off of the gym because I was so busy. I was eating during the holiday. So I was really off of the gym for a few weeks, right? I had missed a Bible study, right? I was not reading as often. So because I wasn't doing the preventative maintenance, then I was open. I was very, very open to this level of comfort that I was seeking, and it happened to be in a woman and in the form of sex. So the sleepovers, I get it, but it's really the other things that keep you emotionally in tune and together, Jesus included, scripture included, that keeps you together, that really prevents you from getting to those situations.
It's funny, at this point, we know if a brother missed a Bible study, he's just probably crashing out at this point.
We do know that. We had somebody miss last week, and we knew because he missed it, he's got something going on.
He got something going on.
Right. Shout out to Big Cam, says, early Christians didn't know about human biology. Humans have libido. There's nothing wrong with having natural urges. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having natural urges, but it's best to control those urges. Shout out to JP, says, would you guys have more convos with young and old married women to give single women advice? I definitely would join. Okay, shout out to JP. Sounds like we got some married women in the chat, which is dope. Shout out to Ian Simmons, says, it's not tricky. It's binary. Do or don't. I wish it was that easy. Do y'all think, let me ask you something. Do y'all think niggas is just walking around here wanting to be filled with lust? Like, that's not something that, like, we wake up and say, thank God I want to sleep with all these women. Like, that's not something that's happening. Like, it's an actual struggle. We want to have more self-control. It is a serious struggle. It's guys in group crying because they cannot stop dealing with women. So this is
and men,
and some of them
men.
with men. So this is a huge issue. It's not just easy. It's not just, hey, just say no. It's not that. It's so much loaded into this. And so I just don't want to, dismiss it as just anybody can do it. I mean, yes, anybody can do it.
You can do it,
but it's
for
just,
sure.
It's simple, but it's not easy.
That's true. That is very true. That is very true.
So we just had a young lady join us, and I want to get her perspective right here in the left corner. Hey, what's her name? Kalina? Kalia. What's up, Kalia? Welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and you guys?
We good. Give me your age, location, and your relationship status to get started.
I am Kalia Dumas. I am 24. I'm in Houston, Texas, and I am a single woman.
Yo, Houston is growing. It's probably rivaling Atlanta at this point.
Let me tell you, Houston. I love Houston, man.
I absolutely love Houston. 24. The young bull is here tonight. What's your take on this? Did you come up here for anything specific to tell us?
Yeah. So
relationship status though. Relationship status.
Single.
Okay.
Single woman. Yes. I wanted to come up here because I think this conversation is meaningful, it's engaging, and I also wanted to see what the Lord wanted me to say, because I wouldn't have hopped up here if he hadn't led me to. But all of this is an alignment issue and a connection issue, not to people, but first and foremost to God. If you have a heart after God, if you are truly seeking him, his word, his kingdom, his righteousness, because the word says to seek his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. And I truly believe that. I am walking in purpose. First, I had to understand who I was in Christ to even be able to walk in purpose, to even be able to understand what he had me here for in the first place. So once I decided to do that, once I decided to get in alignment with God's will, then it's like, okay, there are things that I can't do anymore. I was 19 when I first had sex with a man. And for me, that was a very jarring and a very painful thing that happened for me. I didn't want to have sex with him, but he kept asking me and asking me and asking me. And I got so tired of men always asking me. And I'm like, is there anything else that you desire than just to get in the bed with me? So I was like, okay, fine. And that took me on its own emotional journey with having sex with other men. Like, I praise God because it didn't get that far. And really, it's only because of people who love me, who were probably praying for me, who were in their closet for me, because I was born and raised a Christian. But I didn't have the full understanding of God and his glory, which now that I'm walking with God, when I came out of that, and I started walking with God for real, and I started seeking him for real, I was like, Lord, I don't want that. Why would I want that for myself? I don't want to be going on an emotional roller coaster with men. I don't want to go on an emotional roller coaster for myself. I want to have a sound mind. If I want peace and a sound mind, I'm not going to be having sex with men that I don't know. I'm not going to be having sex with men that I do know. Like, literally had to fight against my flesh and against perversion, because it's so easy to just be, when you're in that space of, okay, I want people to like me, or I want a man to desire me, that you're going to bend and you're not going to be stable. But when I really was seeking God, when I changed my heart posture to be after God, it wasn't about me having sex with anybody. It was about doing the right thing, because I know that God wants me to live that life for real. And like, to anybody who is really seeking God, who is really seeking his kingdom, who really is chasing after him, I just tell you, don't do things that are going to be destructive to you, that are going to harm you. Go through that process of deliverance. Do you want to enter a marriage with somebody and you're still carrying every single painful thing that has happened to you? Do you really want to enter into a union with somebody that's going to end up harming the future generations after you? That's a negative. That's a no for me. No, thank you. That's not what I want for myself. And that's my perspective. Yeah.
Understood.
Powerful testimony.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Powerful testimony.
Thank you for sharing. And I just want to be clear, because it wasn't all the way clear when you was telling me your testimony. Was the sex was that experience that you had, was it consensual? That sexual experience you had? That's
consensual sex, because you said yes, but at the same time, my heart was saying no, I don't want to be a part of that. So for me, I knew that what I was agreeing to, that it was going to be sex, but in my heart, I did not want to have sex with that man. So, people will say, no, that's not consensual as well. And, for me personally, it was manipulative sex. That might be a better term for it than consensual.
I would say for sure. I just looked this up. Coercion for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say something quickly? Because I resonate with that. Right out of high school, I had a guy. He was older than me. He was out of school, and I was like in 11th grade. And it was definitely that. Now it was a very big emotional roller coaster. They were in a band, and so I was like just moldable and just, out here just, trying to live in that lifestyle or whatever. Just enjoy my young life or whatever. But basically those are similar. It was some similarities there with like we were intimate and being sexual and things like that. But the one thing that I was not interested in, and it was just personally, I did not want to, go as far as, what is the word, giving head or whatever the terminology for that is. That I was never like that. Just maybe I was just young at the time. It was just disgusting to me, just the thought of it. So, but he would really like make me feel like I was less than a woman if I didn't do that. Like he literally, and like he literally put that in my mind. Like you're like that's crazy. Like what's wrong with you? Like like so men. I'm just saying that men definitely when they want you to do something and you're in that 101 with them, they will literally like put that. And if you didn't come from like a man being in your life, which I had my dad in my life, but he wasn't like stepping in and, making sure those boundaries were solid, that when you experience things with guys, you're weak in that aspect. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just like, well, dang, like I'm being immature because I'm not, doing that, you know what I mean? And so it kind of puts you in this, like confusion state of mind. And then and you're already, for me, I was already having intimacy with him. So I was already in that weakening kind of state. So but I just wanted to say that I resonate with her on that, because it definitely is manipulative. It has manipulation written all over it, but especially when you're young, you don't really know how to navigate through a situation like that. It's just a very, very uncomfortable space that you're in with that. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah.
I've heard stories very similar from many women. I think that's the dangers of sex. Like once you're sexually active and you get yourself involved like that, you are at risk for things to go bad.
No, 100%.
For both men and women.
And just really rocking with dudes that's really only in it for the sex. Because we all can say that. All of us men that was having sex, there were women in our lives that was literally their job, their only role, their biggest value in our life was sex. Meaning, if you remove sex, the relationship ends overnight.
And if you got somebody that's emotionally vulnerable and you communicate incessantly, because it sounds like this dude, I forgot my first young lady's name with the powerful testimony. What's your name again? Kalia. She said this guy continued pressure over and over and over and over again.
That's what happened just last year for me, when I was just sitting there like, I really got to sit here and make this decision, and I made the decision not to, but he literally was just not gonna stop. I'm looking like, dude, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's true.
And you got to think about a woman in that situation. You literally is a physically weaker vessel. Like if a dude is that crazy, like it's probably so many things subconsciously that is in that person's head about what could possibly happen if I continue to deny this. You know what I mean? So that's where that coercion really comes in. Like it's truly, it may not be stated, but there is truly a threat that's involved.
Oh yeah.
Because they definitely want to say that, if you consented to it. A lot of men say that, and I just think it's specifics. You got to be real specific with that. A lot of men be like, well, you consented to it, so you was a part of it, but you really don't know. Every circumstance can't be that. You get what I'm saying? Like you're saying, it can be a circumstance like that. Like if I don't, then he might end up taking it. You know what I mean? You just do not know what you may be getting yourself into if you're in a one-on-one space with this person and you don't, you know what I mean? Like where could that lead? But that's why you want to put those healthy boundaries up. You know what I mean? Especially learning from your mistakes. Like I've learned from many mistakes. That's why I'm in this state of mind of marriage and wanting to be stricter on that stricter tip, because I've already gone through that journey from high school, even middle school. You know what I mean? Like experiencing things. So yeah, that's why we're in that state of mind, because we probably already went through those experiences. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Olivia. Matter of fact, Olivia, real quick before you go, let me get this out real quick. Shout out to Marianne McPherson, Sent over that big boy super chat, says, sorry, I've been AWOL this week on the lives, but still catching the replays. Marianne, we really need you back in the chat ASAP.
Absolutely.
Says, y'all make my week with each show. Love y'all. Thanks for always delivering great content with style and class. This is to help out the fly new laptops. Thank you. And we are, listen, I still need to look that up, that total amount up, because we are absolutely getting these new laptops.
Right.
I told you guys we are raising $2,000 to get, and like I said, we just take it easy. I was going to get 2 refurbished laptops, and we're going to sell these. So that will bring it about to $2,000, which everybody's been contributing, donations, Cash App, everything in between. And of course, all the super chats. And shout out to the lovely Nicole, who's an initiate, now in the Lover Chat, says, love what this has turned into. I think having someone like Pastor James chime in on this would be great for future discussions. Thank you, Ryan and Ty, for this platform and leading and being vulnerable. Absolutely.
So we already see. So first of all, we already see now that the discussions are going to pop off on the platform. Y'all have won. Okay, so we're going to bring a series of activations which will include dating, the single shout out, discussions, and so much. So the platform is going to turn into quite a few different things here. So that's fun just to even think about that.
And we'll send out a survey to see how many people will be ideal too.
No, absolutely. So check this out. What we're going to do, by the way, is we're going to close this thing out pretty soon here. So Olivia, go ahead and give us your final thoughts.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So make sure you get to Kenya, because she had her hand up for a nice little minute after me. I also apologize, Clea. My boss called me. That was me on the phone. I feel we need to be really aware of pressing into questions about consent and replaying things to not like trigger a very Clea, what you said was extremely courageous and vulnerable and intimate. And I want to tell you, that is not how you should have been treated. 1, as a human being, 2, as a woman, period. Okay? Mm-hmm. And I hope the men really take note. What she experienced is not a special, exceptional thing. Yes. This is what sexualized porn culture, how it objectifies women, objectifies Black women. It is not positive. Okay? And so we've been talking about a lot of different things from the original point of like basically be a little bit more loose so you can get a dude. Mm-hmm. Like not loose sexually, but restrictive, okay? And we veered into some other things. I think the main focus here is the original point Miss Jones is making was basically give people some grace so you can end up married, kind of. That is not everyone's end goal. Mm-hmm. Our end goal, the chief end goal of man, is to worship God and glorify him continually. Period. You might be single doing that. You might be married, divorced, whatever. You should never compromise. The way that we walk is like a camel going through the eye of a sewing needle. It is difficult. Full stop. And that's why we need people to, Ryan and Tyshawn, I'm so encouraged to hear this discipleship you're doing with these men. Ladies, every relationship you have with a dude to pour Christ into him is not for him to be your husband. Mm-hmm. 99.9% of the men in your life are going to be your brothers in Christ or people that are non-Christian that you're going to share the gospel with. Everything does not need to be to get the dude to put a ring on it. Mm-hmm. So Chloe, I just want to say how brave you were. Yeah. And I am disgusted that someone did that to you. I really, truly am. And you are beautiful, and that should not have happened to you. And I really praise God for what he's doing in you and giving you the courage to come on a platform and say something like that. So bless you.
There you have it.
Blessings.
Go ahead. I want to go up. Ms. Jones, I'm going to let you go ahead and respond here, and then we're going to get to Kenya.
Thank you. And I'll try to be really quick. My assignment tonight was to speak to women that are prepared for marriage, okay? We talked about a lot. I've been through a lot as a woman, but that was not my assignment tonight because I thought we were on a dating platform. That's what I thought I got into. So I thought that there were women wanting to be married. So what I was bringing to the table was the simple thought is you might meet a man. I didn't say compromise. I didn't say sin, but he may not be in place yet. I'm not saying to be like to disciple him. I'm saying we have an influence to bring people into the kingdom. And I think somebody said it may not be your husband. So you don't want to get that, crossed up. But I was speaking to those that are matured in Christ that know I want a husband. So I'm saying if you know you want a husband.
You're speaking to me then. I'm mature in Christ. I want a husband. That's not guaranteed to me.
That's not guaranteed.
And I don't need a disciple, homie. He needs to be linked up with Jesus prior. Then he's not my husband. He's my friend to get with and sharing Jesus with.
May I finish? I think I was sitting for a long time. I just want to finish this because it's very important to me. And sister, it may not be for you because you understand that the word of God sometimes is not for everybody, but there is somebody that is listening to what I'm saying because they've been struggling. They know they want to get married. They know they've been abstinent and they've been meeting men that they see might be good men. And sister, you might be the influence to him. I wrote down some scriptures. He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, right? That's number one. You're going to be a wife before he finds you, right? You look at Ruth. Ruth was working. Boaz found her, right? She was in place. She was in position. Why am I bringing these up? We have to be on the move. We have to be out. We have to be seen. Also, I put down, Tyshawn and Ryan, you guys rock. I've been praying for you in the background that no weapon formed against you shall ever prosper in this platform because you don't even know you're tearing down the enemy's camp. So with that being said, God wants us to get married. So if the enemy can distract us off of things that would eliminate marriage, he will. Things like I'm looking for a perfect man. I'm looking for this 6'5", 6'2". You got to have 6 figures, 6-pack. This is what I'm talking about tonight, sister. So if it doesn't apply to you, amen, it doesn't. I'm not saying be a pick Misha. I'm saying if you know you want marriage, there are some things that don't even matter. Yes, Hannah prayed for, her son Samuel. So I was talking about the power we have is influence. So you might meet, there are some good men. I mean, men that are not sleeping around, they're not drinking, they're not smoking, they're just good men walking around. They don't go to church. So they might be one, the Bible says, but they're overcome by the word of your testimony and the blood of the Lamb. They might see your lifestyle. You might bring them to the kingdom. They might get into a brother's group, a Bible class. I don't know. I was just trying to suggest that you might, I'm not saying go to his house, Netflix and chill. I'm not saying sex on the phone, none of that. I'm coming in the name of the Lord because if you know you want to be married, I'm just saying, open up your mind a little bit. He may be shorter. He may not be the right, whatever. If you know you want to be married, open up your mind. Don't be unbalanced. And somebody said, what qualifies me? Just life. Trial and error, 51 years, over a half a decade. I was not balanced. I was just like the young sisters. As a matter of fact, I was worse. I didn't date. I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to dinner with a man. What do I look like out to dinner with a man? That looks like sex. I'm waiting on God. What? I was not taught. Nobody told me. So now, to me, when I talk to young women in ministry and as a certified life coach under Tony Gaskin, this is how I talk to them. Hey, sis, if you want to be married, just open up your mind a little. And please, this is for the mature saints. Like you said, sister, I don't think you're going to be going over a man's house or have him at your house. So there is a way that women of God date. So I'm not suggesting anything that would open up yourself to the, to the flesh. But I'm saying don't minimize it. That brother, to me, when I heard him say he's open, what that meant is some sister could have talked to him on the phone, gave him some scriptures. I did not say anything that you had to be his woman. But if we're supposed to win people to Christ, who are we winning if we cutting everybody off that just don't make the cut as our man? I'm done.
Yeah. Winning people to Christ and marriage are two separate things. Translating discipleship with finding a spouse. Those are two separate
we're on the
things.
show for a spouse for sure.
What?
I said we're on the show specifically for a spouse. So it's like, I understand exactly what you're talking about because I'm like that. I do that is when people sit in my chair. I have many clients. So I'm always bringing them to Christ in that form or fashion. But there is a place and time for that. We're specifically on here to navigate that of dating and trying to see if we can find our match. So I don't think it's necessarily appropriate for that.
I promise you, sisters, if you talk to a lot of women, they are the reason their men are who they are today. I'm sorry. That's it.
That's
I stand on
giving
business
people
with that.
too much power. That's giving people
Okay.
too much power.
Kenya, go ahead, Kenya.
His decision.
Hold tight, Kenya, say what's on your mind.
I'm trying to go back to Kalia here, and just acknowledge the fact that she came on here to share what she did. I want to also agree with my sis Olivia. That was extremely brave of you to share that information, and I am just thankful for what God is doing in your life as well. And I think even just kind of hearing what you're sharing, hearing what Kadesia also shared as well too. I think that we're hearing a lot of women in our positions with wanting to honor God with our bodies ultimately, but I think there's also a sense of like we also like there's a sense of like protection over our bodies that we also care about as well. And so I'm also not I mean, I am also a victim of abuse, of sexual assault, and being taken advantage of. And so I think there also is just a level of, okay, I care about my body as far as I want to honor God, but I also care about my body enough to protect myself as well too. There's safety in being in a marriage with one man. Not saying he can't abuse you or whatever the case may be, but there's safety in that. And so like we're not hiding behind a Bible. We're not hiding behind, we're not trying to puff ourselves up to be somebody that you claim, whoever feels like we're being self-righteous. No, I think we just there's a lot that goes into wanting to wait. There's a lot that goes into it. There's healing that's deep. There's so many deeper rooted things that go into waiting for marriage alongside of wanting to honor God ultimately. And so again, I just wanted to honor Kalia and just acknowledge that she was brave enough to come forward and just share that, because I think there are so many other women watching that can also relate with her as well.
There you go. Thank you so much for that. And
getting heavy in it.
Man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. But by the way, everybody, I think Ms. Jones, the only person on here. I think everybody else filled out. Ms. Jones and Kalia might be the only people that just popped up. Nolan as well. We don't have your contact information. Please, Ms. Jones, Kalia, Nolan, send us. Can you email info@harleyinitiated.com? I want to be able to get your contact information, because we'll let you guys know we're going to have some discussions. We'll bring you guys back up as we put together discussions. And believe it or not, y'all getting on, Ms. Jones' head, but I think there was some things that Ms. Jones said, that I think, was is worth actually listening to.
Well, I do agree. I think everybody has some very good perspective, and I'm gonna just say flat out, like, we've been doing this. We ain't been doing it that long. I'm not gonna say we experts, but we've been looking for men, and if we was to go through this limited options that we have able to find for men, right? Because it's very difficult to find men that are even open to having these conversations.
But one thing she said,
if we was to look at this and go through and ask those men, it would be out of 100, it may be a couple that was like, I'm absolutely this way, nothing in between.
But watch this. Kick out all the ones that's not. When I put the men of God up in front of here, they ain't tall enough.
I agree.
They ain't in shape enough. They not. Like, it's still so many parameters on the men of God.
It's a lot.
I brought up a pastor's child virgin. He ain't trying to sin. He ain't trying to do none of this other stuff.
And there was an issue with that.
Ain't nobody want that man.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I mean, that is what I see. I do see some truth in that regard. That obviously it ain't just. It's a lot of layers. It's a lot of layers to what qualifies a man.
It's not just abstinent. It
ain't just about being a man of God.
It seems to be very close to perfection. That's what I'm saying.
As well as women. Let me just put this out here right now. I'll be honest and also express that I have dealt with a lot of colorism that is still in the church. As dark-skinned Black women, I do believe that that there's even just another. I'm just going to speak for myself. There's even still another standard of. So I'll say I have had challenges when it comes to dating in my real life, being dark-skinned, being too loud. Men that I see that I know, a lot of the women that they'll date are like quiet, not saying I can't be submissive. I absolutely want to be submissive, but my voice, God made me this way. If you don't it's not even that I'm trying to be combative. It's not even that I'm but God gave me a voice and I'm going to use it. So that is, those are probably the two main things that I have actually dealt with in real life from Christian men. So it's so quick for that's something that's really frustrating, that we're so quick to say women have all these standards. You men have standards too. Y'all want women that are fit, look a certain way. You want women that are light skinned. I'm not trying to throw that out there, but I'm just telling you my personal experience. And you want women that are quiet. Okay. Elijah expressed, I'm too tall for him. So that, and I respect that preference because I do want somebody taller. So it's not just women. And I'm so tired of that pressure being put on us. Men have it too.
Well, no,
man, that's first off, you brought a whole. There's a lot of conversations
because
colorism is a real thing. Because that's in the chat all the time.
So real.
100%.
I've actually had one tell me they would not marry. This was back in college. This was when I was not serious about my relationship with God. I literally was me and this particular person were actively having sex. This man, after we had done having sex, this man said to me, "I want to tell you something." I said, "What?" He literally told me he would not marry me because I'm dark skinned, but you want to have sex with me. Incredible. How does that make you feel as a woman? For the longest time, even after that situation happened to me, I only felt like I was good enough for my body. The fact that men only see me good enough for my body, but because of my skin tone, I hated my skin. I used to pray for God to make me lighter. I used to want to bleach my skin. That is that is so that is something that is extremely hurtful because it is still happening in the church. It's still happening. These worldly ideas of dating are still happening with men as well, and I want us to address it. Okay.
No. You cooking right now. You cooking. You done opened up the whole conversation.
No. Well, see, I 100%. I do not disagree that all of the. Let me tell you, it's not one chocolate sister I know that does not tell me that is her reality and that is her experience.
1,000.
It's not all.
It's not my reality. It was never my reality, and I'm a chocolate sister, and I don't even proclaim. Let me just say this.
I don't know if you
chocolate. I don't even proclaim.
No, she's chocolate. She's chocolate.
I am chocolate. I got a ring light on.
She got that ring light.
Oh, okay.
She got that ring light. She's chocolate.
I got a ring light on. I'm a chocolate sister, and I respect you, sister. I got 2 sisters, and I got a brother, and I got nieces that are chocolate. I understand what you're saying. Nothing. I'm just gonna leave it there. That just wasn't my experience. He said he talked to other women, and that was their experience. I was raised by a very strong daddy. I was raised. No, I think right. Was it Tyshawn that said the chocolate women that he know they've had that experience, and I just raised my hand. Okay. That was not my experience because my dad. The way he raised me, I didn't even know I was supposed to be a second-class citizen as a dark-skinned woman. I never knew that. In elementary, I had the little boys loving me just because I guess my personality. So I just wanted Tyshawn to know that there are some dark-skinned sisters that did not. I didn't know it was a thing.
Well, that's a blessing for you because it's. I mean,
that's extremely a blessing.
I would still say
it's a blessing.
I would say it's an outlier.
The dark-skinned chick that took the light-skinned girl with long hairs, man.
Okay, Shonda.
So.
It's extremely dismissive, but that's okay.
Yeah, you're missing the point of the
totally missed the
pressure
point.
of
That was
physicality being a standard that's unattainable. Like for me, a lot of the comments I got, and I wasn't even trying to holler at the dude that I talked to last week, was take off your glasses, put your hair down, like it's a teen movie, and I remove my glasses and I become beautiful. I need these to see, homie. This is my actual hair. I might shave it back off if I feel like it. And that's my prerogative. I don't want to take an hour to get glammed up. If that's you, boo, do it. I love women that want to do their full face and look beautiful. That's how you want to do. But I like to have on comfortable, hippie looking clothes.
Period.
And I want a dude who needs to like me in that state.
Nolan, is that Nolan? That's the brown skin. Nolan, is it who's
it's right here?
Oh no, that's you talking about the guy here. That's Tice. That's all right. That's here with us right now.
No, the one that was talking about her experience.
No, that's Kalia.
Kalia?
Yeah,
me. Is it Kalia? No, the one that just got finished talking about the dark skin.
Kenya.
Oh, Kenya.
Kenya, you are a beautiful young lady, sis. And the brothers that turned you down, they were not for you. God is going to bless you. You already know this. I'm not telling you nothing you don't know, but God is going to bless you with a man that only has eyes for you. I just had to get that out there. Because I wasn't trying to be dismissive with your experience, but I have heard that. So it is a thing. And like Tyshawn and Ryan said, that's a whole nother conversation. And Tyshawn and Ryan, if y'all need some brothers, I can bring some brothers on the show if y'all want some.
Oh,
absolutely.
Listen, we've been trying to find people for that.
Absolutely. First of all,
brothers.
No, let me tell you, no, for real. We really do need some
good
but again, but hold tight real quick.
They got to have some courage come up here.
Because we really do see this because, obviously, and we're going to continue to see it because we're going to keep these dating activations going. And we're going to see that it takes a lot more than just a man being a man of God to be able to attract the ladies. And the ladies are saying, it's the same as well. I'm trying to figure out the solutions, okay? Because everywhere I go in Atlanta, I'm seeing a ton of single women.
Yep.
All these singles events is filled with a ton of single women. All of these churches is a ton of single women. So as much as I hate to say it, the men, it seems like they're in a position to be able to filter down because it's just it just seems like that's the situation that we in. I'm just being as practical as possible when I'm saying what I'm saying. Because again, I want to see us together. I want to see us married, and I want to see us. I'm not trying to be one-sided on anything. I'm literally trying to be a problem solver in the situation that we have, because it's a real conversation. What I don't see is rooms where it's a bunch of handsome, tall, single brothers all over the place. Right. What I see is when I walk into these places in Atlanta, I see a bunch of beautiful women all over Atlanta. That's what I'm seeing. I see a bunch of beautiful single women all over Houston, all over Charlotte, all in Dallas, all in LA. And they all like, where the brothers at?
Where the brothers at?
And I'm like, look.
That's because everybody's becoming a Sims character. I'm sorry. I know that was thrown off, but
yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
Is like, it's just like artificial. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, everybody's like into this technology. Everybody's into their phones. Nobody wants it for real. They don't, you know what I mean? Like you got people who are addicted to porn. Everything's virtual. Everything's on the phone. It's like human interaction. And I think that's what you guys are bringing is real interactions. Because in the real world, it's not like that. It's zombies. People are mentally not there. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. The worldly versus the kingdom, in my opinion.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, we gonna every single week we gonna chop at it week by week, because we gonna put us in some situations where we get to go about collaborating and having conversations with as close as I can find as a man of God, and we gonna see if that's really what the situation is and what we attracted to.
That's what we gonna
every
see.
time we put us together here in these conversations and these interactions. So we gonna go ahead and find out in real life here on Harley and Love. First of all, these are very important conversations. That's why these discourses can get passionate. So I always appreciate a passionate discourse. I grew up in a West Indian Caribbean household. It wasn't nothing less than a passionate discourse from the morning till the evening time, my entire life. So y'all over here talking about it's getting too loud. I'm like, this is normal to me. All right, so this the kind of household I grew up in, and I appreciate my lovers in here getting involved in the conversation. So much love to everybody here. Make sure y'all send us emails again if we don't have your contact information, so we can continue to plan these discussions in the future. Okay, guys?
Yeah, that was good. Let me
close us out, Ryan.
Let me read some of these super chats real quick so we get out of here. Shout out to Mark Barton says, if you desire to be married, then settle. If you desire to be happily married, keep your standards. And as you get older, you might have to compromise on age, weight, and kids. LOL. Don't compromise with sex, though.
Who said that?
What, that's Mark been on the show? Which Mark?
Mark that been on the show? Mark who?
Oh, that's Mark.
Well, who the hell is Mark?
Remember Mark shot
really?
a shot? Yeah.
Shout out Mark,
man. Welcome back.
He said he focused on that bread right now.
Well,
the
Mark
bread.
got to catch us up
God and
because I
his
think
paper.
he had got
accepted into that
opportunity.
Right.
I'm just curious what he been up to. So we got to catch up with Mark soon.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Slave of Christ says, men want women fit, feminine, friendly, and meek and quiet spirit. Unless you have a medical issue. That's funny. But unfortunately, some cultures accept and celebrate women being masculine. That's funny. Shout out to practitioner Herb, who says, please have another debate discussion what Christian men and women want, and please let me join. This is important and much needed. Yeah, I'm seeing our singles like to be featured in different ways. Some of the singles gonna be cool with the shout out. Some of them gonna be cool in the dating show. Some of them gonna be cool in a semi-panel debate discussion. Some of them gonna be cool that y'all gonna see on Tuesday. We have some of our singles cooking, both men and women. We're doing the cooking with Taya segment where we're gonna be featuring our singles cooking and plating some meals. So we're gonna figure this out, man, because it's a lot of questions. First off, and Kenya done brought up between Kenya, Olivia, Ms. Jones. It's so many different types of conversations we gotta have coming up. So,
and if y'all like these types of conversations, you'll definitely love Harley Initiated. I know a lot of y'all already came from Harley Initiated, but y'all might want to go over there and follow, because we're gonna start doing a lot more of these discussion-based conversations on Harley Initiated within our community as well. So you'll see a lot more of that coming, along with this community growing. I just love growing these communities, y'all. So y'all do the best you can just to continue to support us, so we can continue to support you guys. A lot of us, we in different places all around the country, and we don't have the type of communities in our neighborhoods or, in direct access to us in arm's length. Well, you got a community right here, y'all. So y'all can tap in here now 4 nights a week. So you ain't got no excuse to be around none of these lost souls, all right? You got a dope community here that's popping up on your phone, laptop, or wherever you get some Wi-Fi Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And I want to give me one of these singles up here. Let me randomly choose one of these singles here.
Choose our new young lady. She just came on.
Who the new young lady?
Right here in the
We gonna close us out. I'm gonna ask somebody to close us out.
Bottom right with the sweater.
New young lady, what's your name?
Yep.
Yeah, you. What's your? You gotta go off mute. We gotta hear you. Oh, she can't work.
Name,
She can't
age,
work.
Yep. Name, age, relationship status, and your location.
I'm Nikki. I'm in New York. I'm 36. I'm not yet married.
Okay. Oh, not yet married.
She's from New York. I know she had a lot to
say. So check it out. You about to close us out on this one. Okay. When? All right. You ready for this question?
Yes.
All right. What day and time does Harley in Love air?
Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard.
There you go. You heard it. Tuesdays and Thursday nights, Eastern. 8
p.m. Eastern.
It's too late for me. I'm getting delirious. At 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're gonna be here with you on Harley in Love. So make sure you subscribe to the channel here, y'all. I want everybody to please help us grow this thing and subscribe. Help us grow this thing by continuing to give. Get you some Harley in Love cards. This is a collectible item that I want every lover in the chat to own and to have. You type in LIV in the discount code section. You even get a little bit off. But don't worry, if you forget to put it in, you just give us a little bit more. And I appreciate that as well.
I agree.
All right?
I agree.
But other than that, man, we love you guys.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming up on here and sharing your raw, honest thoughts. This is an incredible dating show that now converted into a little something else.
It's
but
a
I
little bit
love
of
when it
everything.
happens
I like
that
that.
way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But y'all already know how we do it. Harley in Love. We are out.